When people find out what I did do for a profession, it was, yo, can you get me Xannies?
Would you ever microchip your child so that you can just track where they are?
I want to put an air tag in her shoe when we go out certain places.
No, I just mean like when she was born, I would literally be like, tag it.
Before they get married, they'll go retain a bunch of divorce attorneys, the biggest guys in LA, pay them a couple bucks to review prenups, whatever. In the off chance you do get divorced, your ex can't go to the big firms.
Yo, clap us in. We got a special guest here today with us, guys. Brian Gold. He's a legend. I met him through Vince.
Unfortunately, doing air squats.
Who's Vince?
Vince that owns Hubble Studios.
Okay.
In Los Angeles. He's a great guy.
Yeah, these assholes dragged me into a sauna that's 250 degrees. They're like, hang out in here. You guys, I'm going to get a smoothie.
And with a last name like
How long
Goldstein.
did you last? 2 minutes? 3 minutes?
Maybe 3.
Like
he
anything.
was
like,
not happy.
But why? Let me ask you this, because finally there's someone here that hopefully agrees with me. Shit's mad gay, dude. Like a bunch of dudes sitting in a hot, steamy room. Like, I don't know. That's weird.
There was one chick or 2 chicks in there.
There wasn't even a chick. I don't even think there was any chicks in there. There was just us.
Why do you do that? Why do you want to do this? Like Chappelle has this great joke about, like, if you go to a strip club with a bunch of dudes is really gay. Like, hey, you all want to go hang out and have boners together, right? This is the same thing. Why do you need the sauna with other men?
It's not about that, though. It's
But
not
it
about.
is.
I don't think it's set up
I'm
to
with
be
you.
with other men, though.
But it is always with other men.
Because-
you're always asking someone to go with you. You're never like,
I was there with you and Vince and the other guy.
And Aviv, yeah, it was us
was
four
four dudes.
before Aviv, and then Ronnie also was there too.
I wasn't there when Ronnie was there.
Oh, Ronnie left before.
Yeah, Ronnie
we-
Yeah,
left.
so
okay.
let me say out loud, describe to someone who doesn't know what a sauna is.
Okay.
Wait. Try to convince someone.
Okay.
Hey, me and 3 of my guys, we're going to go get naked and sit in a hot room.
It's not naked. Okay, people have swimming trunks on. Okay, so like this is the sauna. First of all, you don't necessarily have to have a sauna to go with friends. Okay, the bathhouse is an experience for a
Gay
group of
men.
people.
That's literally notoriously what they're known for.
I mean, gay guys at Equinox
for
go
gay
to,
guys to
they go
gather
to steam
legally.
rooms and saunas to pipe each other out. Yes, but not in this scenario. We come from very tough backgrounds.
So yours is super straight.
We're there to really heal ourselves. We're not there to really do anything crazy.
You guys, in terms of like,
He couldn't. He was in there for 30 seconds and he would leave. He would be like, "Yo, I'm out of here."
Dude, I went, sat at the bar, ordered food. I was like, fuck this. I'm going to eat. I'm hungry.
What? So Vince was like, "Yo, pull up. Let's go do a sauna session together with the
No,
boys."
I didn't even know where I was going. I've never been there before. He's like, just
a
meet me here.
surprise sauna?
So it was a surprise meetup at the sauna.
Yeah, he's like, Vodaspa, just look it up. I'm like, am I going to get a massage? Like, what the fuck is this? Whatever, bro.
And he
I'll
just
see you-
showed up.
I'll see you in 20 minutes.
We should update the term instead of coming out of the closet, coming out of the sauna, because that shit's a little gayer.
I wanted to ask you, how did you and Vince became friends? Obviously on the West Coast,
Yep.
and I feel like you are around a lot of East Coasters.
Somehow that's what I attract.
But why would you say?
East Coasters are more real. West Coast full of shit. You've been here for a minute.
I hate it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go to like Midwest next. I've been here my whole life and I'm just over the politics in California.
Yeah, you're.
Like I'm a big,
What was your startup here? Meaning like work wise, like what was your main focus? Like how did you get your beginning in on the
so
West
my
Coast?
main business was healthcare. I was a pharmacist for 17 years.
Oh wow.
Specialized in HIV and AIDS. Keeping guys
wow.
like you safe.
Sweet. Dude, I've never had a scare.
I've had a bunch of friends call me and be like, yo, I need post. I'm like,
What does that mean, post?
meaning they think they got exposed, so I got to give them meds to
How
stop.
quickly within getting exposed?
You got 72 hours.
So it's like getting rabies.
You got
Essentially,
you got a little bit of time.
Oh man. So if you get AIDS in the woods, you're fucked.
Obviously.
Oh,
You're not
you're
making it to a hospital.
You're
A
not
zero.
And that's if you even know like the person was honest about it.
Right.
You being a pharmacist, do people still hit you up like, yo, can you just like?
That's how you.
Oh, people hit me up all the time. I lit my license on fire in 2022 and told the state of California to go fuck themselves.
Why?
Because of the politics of, I wasn't just your regular pharmacist. I was licensed to make drugs from scratch.
Oh,
and they just kept stopping me from making this thing to help someone, this thing to help someone. Like bladder irrigations, who people have major bladder infections.
What do you mean making drugs from scratch? Are those like those things they call like?
Compounding pharmacists.
Right. So you're just sitting in the back like
Sitting in a fucking lab.
and just like
where-
making guac with pills. Just
no,
using that
I'm-
little.
I was licensed to make injectables, which is the highest license you can get with chemotherapy agents. So you're putting on a full
That's
bunny,
crazy.
full bunny suit,
Did you go
respirator.
to school for this?
Yeah, I got a PhD in pharmacology.
Damn, you are Indian.
I mean,
That
but
is
he's
the
also
Indian. That is the
Jewish
Indian
too.
Jewish.
And
Indian
he's
Jew.
Jewish.
So he smells
Do you
it like-
understand what kind of?
Yo,
That's like the Drake effect.
Yo,
Your
that's
chest.
nuts.
That's
That is-
checkmate, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The work ethic followed by just the money side.
Oh my god! And you
like-
think you got it?
You're like the
figured
Tiger
out.
Woods of your industry.
Oh, my friends make fun of me. They're like, no one's gonna outwork you. I'm like, dude, I'll go 3 days no sleep. Let's run it. I don't need caffeine.
Why are pharmacists up on the step above everyone?
We're not. We're the same as everybody else.
No. Like at the pharmacy. Why are you guys above us? Why is it always...
So that's an old school thing. All of my offices, we're all on the same playing field.
Okay.
It was to more see who's coming in the door.
Oh.
And it's just because sometimes the old school way was it was just the pharmacist operating, no helpers, no assistant, no nothing. So if they were like knee deep in work, they didn't have to like do the bob around.
Got it.
But like for me, I maybe saw 8 patients a week. Everything we did, a box showed up at your front door that said from Brian G. Didn't say from a pharmacy, plain box, and who the hell wants to go to the pharmacy? Pick
Was
up
that
things?
legal or no?
What?
Just sending injectables in the mail.
Yeah,
Oh,
as long as your doctor sends me a prescription. My final specialty before I exited was erectile dysfunction and creating injections so you last 4 hours.
Now we're talking.
No,
Here's my question.
You got to inject your
Why-
schmeckle though.
That's where you lose me. Because there's things like taking a pill that I'm like, why would I ever put a needle in my dick and miss?
So here's the difference. The pill is mental. You still have to think about wanting to have sex. But what
Man, are you crazy? You want me to inject my dick and that takes over no matter what?
stays like this for 4 hours. You got
That's
to pee,
dangerous.
open the shower door.
That's
you
dangerous.
ain't fucking making it in the toilet, bro.
That's so dangerous. That's
my God.
almost like
I tried it once, never again.
right, because
Never
you're going
again.
to commit crimes against humanity.
My
if the dick is
was
fully in charge.
so hard it fucking hurt.
well, it's probably
It's just forcing all of that
all
blood.
the blood.
You could probably hang 30-pound weight off of it at that point. Just because it...
I'd be lightheaded, right? There's no blood in your
you'd be
brain.
That's insane. That's
That's like a first date thing. Like, there's no one in a relationship injecting their dick anymore because you're like, dude, who am I showing up for?
Who wants to fuck for 4
But like,
hours?
but
so
if
technically you can open a meth lab. You know how to create meth if you wanted to.
Give me like 20 minutes, I'll figure it out. It's not
That's
that
pretty crazy, actually. That's very interesting. I didn't know that. Because Vince told me something about he told me I obviously did some digging around and I looked up what you do, but he told me something about you racing. You're big into cars.
I race off-road in Baja.
Oh, really?
this is crazy.
That's a lot of cool shit.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. Your Instagram is more deceiving than who you really are.
My Instagram does not say who the fuck I am.
Right. That's
Yeah,
that bothers me because like when Val was like, yo, you're coming in, I'm like, I'm gonna do some research and I'm like looking around and I'm like, okay, we got a dude who likes guns, who likes cars, who looks like a alpha-ish. And then I'm like, where's this fucking PhD of his name mean? Like, I can't even find anything about that. Like, is this a guy that's like full of himself and like, oh my God, like I'm gonna like
Who the fuck am I meeting
Right,
this
like
morning?
what's like, all right, we'll just have silly conversations and then you come in here and you're like, yo, I have a PhD in pharmacology. You're like, all right, why? I would literally be wearing a lab coat in every photo on the internet.
You know, I'm a
It's
barber.
just crazy
Like, look,
from
I
a
cut hair for.
perspective is like that's so much more
But look,
interesting.
I cut hair and I own a shop in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I don't post anything on my Instagram about cutting hair.
I didn't even know you cut hair.
Exactly. I just don't
Isn't
do.
that
And
so
it's the same
dumb?
thing with him, right?
Why
Like he's
hide
just
that?
like.
But in my defense, when people find out what I did do for a profession, it was, yo, can you get me Xannies? Can you get me this? Can you
Okay.
get me that? And being as big of a presence as I have on social media, I don't want to go to jail.
Got it. All right, that does make sense.
And not only that, but it also becomes like you said, it's a favor for favor. You have this, you have that.
People don't understand, like, even when you own a pharmacy, you can only be off by 1% on your counts.
What does that mean?
So let's say you have 100 pills of Xanax and one goes missing that year. That's all you're allowed.
Wow. How
Oh
strict?
my God.
How strict is it? That
You
crazy?
have to do inventory counts every 30 days and submit to the DEA.
Oh my God.
Like my mom works for Novartis her whole life. Like both my parents are in pharmaceuticals, and I grew up around it. But like I didn't know. Like I only know the back end side. She would tell me stories, but not like at a pharmacy. I had just assumed you guys could run like pill mills and shit.
Guys did. I
Right.
know a lot that are in jail now.
Can you actually read what's on the prescription?
90% of the time.
How many
Otherwise,
times has someone given the wrong prescription, just being like, I don't know. I guess that's what it says.
it happened to me the other day. I had my doctor call in something and I got home and I was like, yo, is this what you ordered? He's like, no, that fucking moron. They gave you something similar, but not exactly what I wanted. I was like, great.
That's crazy.
And the names are very fucking similar on a lot of the shit.
Why don't they name drugs like weed strains?
That would be
So we could all understand them. Because
That'd be
right
too-
now you're like, I'm taking Asalafalaka Select.
Oh, no.
And then
It
you're like,
makes it-
bro, just give me Gelato 59.
I'll make
Right.
it worse for you. When you're compounding, everything's white.
Oh
This
my
powder's white. This powder's white. And if someone says something as you're fucking pouring everything out, oh, fuck. Which tray was which? And then I have to document. I'm throwing all of this shit in the trash because I don't remember what's what.
You're
Oh
gonna
my
have to, like,
god.
They'll be like,
Yeah,
what's
kinda-
that?
See, knowing, yo, it's crazy that you have to do that because I just had a flash. I'm like, yo, what would I do in that situation? And I'll still keep going. That's bad.
That's bad.
That's bad.
Yo, business?
I'm like, I wouldn't throw that shit out, pa.
That's too much paperwork, too.
Oh, bro, I remember, my first mentor in compounding is like, would you inject it into yourself if you're making it? And I'm like, oh, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
or like
it's
when you're
fucked.
making an eye drop, you don't want someone to go fucking blind if the pH is off.
Wait, you're making like eye drops too?
Eye drops, injectables,
Damn.
you name it, I was doing it.
Oh my god.
That sounds like, you know what? Because I know pharmacists or, you know, whatever, that field makes a lot of money. You're like, I get it. There's so much that
Oh my god.
trust that has to be
Well, look,
given to your pharmacist.
there's hundreds of recalls daily. I'm sure your parents could tell you how many recalls they issue daily. Because they're making shit in giant vats. And the testing might not come back for a week or two and the batch already left and they're like, oh shit. Or what if that water that you bought from Bayer had an issue and you found out about it 6 months later? You have to recall all of your shit.
Oh my god.
You know what? But isn't that the cost of human advancement, right? The fact that we at least have all these things at our disposal. And it's like, yeah, shit, it's going to get fucked up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
When it's that big.
in
like-
Russia, they don't recall anything,
Right.
or in like countries like that,
Right,
they're like,
they just-
it's okay.
It's the cost of doing business, right? It's kind of like, you know, I totally understand if your steering wheel flies off, you're like, oh, a Jeep should issue a recall. But as the owner of a business, sometimes you're like, yo, oops, sorry. Like, I don't want to fucking
Yeah,
pay
because
for that.
because
I
it
don't
becomes
wanna
just
pay for that.
it becomes a numbers game. You know, you're like, all right, bro. I heard like 1,000 people, but I'm serving fucking millions.
I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's like, you
And
know,
it
how many
sucks.
cockroaches are allowed in a Snickers bar? You know what I mean? The shit happens. Why are they allowed to just get away with it?
It's funny. Different companies get away with certain shit. You know, the mom and pops don't get away with anything.
Right.
What is the show you told me to watch that the brother and sister started running their own pharmaceutical company? It was
Just came out recently.
just came
Did you
out,
See this thing?
yeah.
It's on like Netflix.
I forgot the name of it.
I mean, that's the greatest thing in the world. Like,
Because pharmaceutical companies have so much money that they'll go to war for years. Like they just
Oh,
don't
they
care.
don't care. Look at Purdue with Oxy.
I never thought about it this way, but this is how Disney protects themselves. In order to not allow a law firm to take on opposing clients, Disney hires like 40 of the best law firms in America, gives them all projects to work on, meaning when another company wants to sue Disney and they're trying to hit a top law firm, the law firm's like, conflict of interest. We already work for Disney. Wow. So
And they
Disney
only have
just
to give
sends
them a
out
small little
bullshit projects to every law firm to be like, good luck suing us. All the best guys are ours now.
Wow.
They said that Disney's basically a law firm.
I didn't
with a
know
theme
this.
Park. Yeah,
That's
like
insane.
they're just very. I mean, you know, they
they're
just
printing
fucking
money.
Yeah,
Yo, I didn't know this. That's
It's
actually
genius. That's-
genius.
that's grimy.
We're talking about checkmate, baby. That's
Yeah.
checkmate.
Like even like high net worth individuals, if they before they get married, they'll go retain a bunch of divorce attorneys, the biggest guys in LA, pay them a couple bucks to review prenups, whatever. So then, in the off chance you do get divorced, your ex can't go to the big firms.
Yo,
chess.
talking
Even though
about
checkers
she
is
wasn't
like-
shooting with me in the gym. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't learn that in a sauna, Val. You learn that here.
Actually, you do learn that in the
no,
sauna.
no, you can't.
I
hear
heard some
yourself
Diddy
thinking of
stories from Vince in the sauna.
Yeah, I don't want to touch that topic. That's all you.
But
I wish Diddy touched me.
let's go. Hold on. Let's go back. Let's reset for a second and go back to the racing in Baja. You said.
Wait, yes. Well, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, can we go
How
back to
the fuck
that?
do you go from pharmaceutical shit to I have a warehouse with 27 cars? Because there's like, you know, obviously shit that has to happen in the middle for you to achieve that level of, you know,
So
free money.
Yeah.
I don't drink. I don't party ever. Never have been sober my whole life. Worked my fucking ass off. 22-hour days for years on end. I figured out how to build a very large network and build a very large business with several hundred employees across multiple states.
That's in when you had that pharmaceutical company.
Built it up to 33 states with 300 plus employees. managing multiple time zones, all of that fun stuff. Over that time, though, I started investing in other projects. Started a brand with a bunch of friends called Cars Unite People. Short version was Cup Gang, and we started a merch line. There was 12 of us. We all had exotic cars. And that blew up into something I didn't realize. Our first day of merch sales was $350,000 out of the gate.
Wow.
But you get 12 really rich dudes in a room as business partners, shit kind of blew up and went south. But because I was making money on the pharmaceuticals.
Wait. Why does it blow up and go south? Too many egos at play? Everyone wants to be the lead singer, right?
Everybody wants to be the lead singer. And I was the guy in the background moving all the chess pieces, setting up the corporations.
Yeah, you seem like you can play. You don't need to be like constantly showing like I'm the man. Like you're
Dude,
like,
I just want to make
play.
money with everyone.
Yeah.
If
Well, we
you-
just had that conversation. Nobody knows what I really do.
Right.
And because I don't
You
need
should
to
have
swing.
poisoned all of them. You should have concocted some powder, diarrhea, well, fucking they all die.
Oh, that'd be fucked.
Dude, you're dangerous.
Sorry,
man.
so you
Or if you pour Anabuse in somebody's drink that's
What
a
is it?
drinker. It's Anabuse. I think it's still on the market. It's over the counter. But if someone drinks alcohol with it, you just projectile fucking vomit.
Sick.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I might do that for you.
I always wanted. I always wanted to this sounds rapey, but it's not. I always wanted to spike like a group of dudes' bottles at a club, just for fun, right? Just to watch them fucking give them all boners, right? But then I guess I would be responsible for some sexual assault. But the diarrhea, one of my friends once brought. You ever heard of liquid ass?
Of course, I have it in the car. I have the spray.
No. There's that makes everything smell like shit.
Yeah.
So there's a thing called liquid ass you can buy. It's at magic stores or Spencer's, whatever. And a drop of it in a room will make people want to almost throw up because it smells like liquid ass. And my boy brought it to Lavo in New York one night, and he was just like, "Yo, watch," and just goes bloop 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 right at a promoter table, bro. It literally felt like people were scattering like it was 9/11. People were flying everywhere. I was like, dude, this is where my Jew brain goes working. I'm like, if I owned a nightclub, I would just send liquid ass agents out and ruin every club.
That's funny though. That's a funny little prank. I do agree. If there was a bunch of Excel sheet dudes are getting a table on the corporate card, it would be so funny to watch. Fucking them scramble for diarrhea.
You are one of those people that. With great power, you have great responsibility. Because if I had a degree where I can sit in my lair and just be like, who don't I like? Who don't I like today? And I would just be like, well, let's just make something for him.
And you know what's scary about you? Because you're very calm. You're very kind of oh, I'm cool. I don't need to really be out there.
And you don't drink. You're
So,
sober, so you remember everything.
Oh, I take some fucked up photos of my drunk friends.
Oof, such a dangerous person.
Sorry, so
I don't think I want you in this house.
I want to continue the story because I didn't want to cut you short.
So started buying cars, built a car collection. I was thinking back now, I should have bought real estate back then, but whatever. Ended up with a sick car collection. I was like, fuck, where do I put all these cars? Had to buy a warehouse to shove them all in. And then when I was 21, I found out I had a brain tumor, and I'm like, fuck, I'm going to die. My dumbass went and got married 2 months later because I didn't want to die alone. I'm like, oh.
But you were going to give her all the money?
Yeah, essentially.
Damn.
We got divorced.
Hitting that jackpot.
You guys got divorced?
We got divorced 2 years later.
Once you found out that you're good? Are you good?
I got tired of being accused of cheating.
No.
Am I good?
Tumor.
I live with it. I have to take a lot of meds. Here's my morning.
Oh, wow.
Not including.
How much of it is it your own?
Was my own.
Can you make any of those yourself?
I make about half of it.
Wow.
And so, that plus a couple injections every day, I live normal.
Really?
And and that's why the sauna that day, Vince didn't understand. Oh, I can't regulate my body temperature too well, so that's why I'm wearing a sweater.
Oh,
with
you
shorts.
see,
What a real piece of shit.
I didn't know this. How am I supposed to know this?
My
I was
God.
like, he couldn't sit with us in the sauna. It was miserable for him because, first of all, if you go into 200 degree
degrees.
sauna, not many people do that. Most saunas are 150 degrees.
So that's your welcome party to a person? You're like, hey, come do
It
something.
wasn't.
You want to come out Everest day one?
It was Vince.
I wasn't aware that he's even coming. I just got lucky to get introduced to him within that sit down. But Vince was kind of pushing him. And I'm
I went in 3 times. I'm like, oh, fuck this.
I didn't know this though. You see,
I'm sorry
but
about
I
my
told
friend.
Vince, I'm like, yo, I can't hang. He's like, yes, you can. It's mind over matter. I'm like,
That's literally not.
nah. I'm like, literally. I'm like, there's certain shit mind over matter. This is not one of them, Vince. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Damn. That's pretty wild, actually. You're a beast, though. I didn't know this. That's
Yeah,
pretty
you,
crazy.
you dumped her. Why? Because she was worse than the brain tumor. Do you understand how crazy this bitch is?
Imagine.
You're like, yo, I got a lot of problems, and the brain tumor is not as bad. You gotta go.
You got to get the fuck out of here.
I just got divorced again this week
What?
after 7 years.
Oh, man.
Like, signed paperwork, we're done.
Really?
Only fucked part is I have a kid due in like 4 months, so that's
wow.
gonna be weird. Get married.
But
this
you
year.
have a-
Are you? Was it amicable or not?
Oh no! I came back from Dubai to a restraining order and divorce papers.
Oh, whoa.
Literally walked out of I didn't even walk out of LAX. I got served before I cleared all the way out.
Man, I'd be walking around with a mask on all day. Be like, I'm just trying to get clipped.
That's crazy. See, that stuff about relationships is what.
Do you do
is the
prenups
worst.
and all that shit? I'm assuming. Do you have protections in place? A guy with, or you like fall in love and then forget?
I own nothing.
Oh, smart.
I get an allowance every month.
Yeah, you're like, it's actually everything's in my mom's name. And you're like,
I own nothing.
dude, that's great.
I'm broke.
I love it. And you're like, are you gonna go after a broke guy with a brain tumor right now? I would be.
And
fucking-
brown?
Oh man,
Brown
You marry
on top
exclude
of it?
white girls you fuck around with?
First ex-wife was Latina. Second one was white.
Do you have a kid, though, right?
I have a kid with my second wife, ex-wife, and then we have one on the way.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Who's
Damn.
crazier, Latino or the white?
Latino will stab you. White person gets legal involved.
I'd rather take a knife.
I'll take
a
the
stab.
I'll take the stab.
Yeah, I'll take the
Yeah.
stab.
After going through our legal system and burning a lot of money very quickly, I'll go with the stab.
Yeah.
Do you believe in love?
Yeah, I'm a sucker for love.
Same.
Yeah.
Do you?
Same.
So then, do you believe in like you're gonna find? Is every girl the one until she's not?
Pretty much in my book, yeah. I fall in love way too easily.
I fall in love with anyone that
Major
pays attention
cuddler,
to
me. I'm big
Oh,
time.
I love spoon. Like I
time
don't even
cuddles.
have to fuck the chick. I just want a spoon.
Yeah, I just want to giggle with you.
Yeah.
I want to do everything I can't do with my boys with you. That's it.
Well, you can go to a spa.
I would rather go with my girlfriend than with like Val
Wait,
to a sauna.
But what? So sauna?
What if Val puts on a wig though?
I like chilling with my girl, obviously for a peaceful, but like kicking it with the boys and hanging out in the sauna is fun. Like just talking about
No,
working out,
look,
cars.
Why
this.
can't you do that anywhere else? Why
I
do you have to
enjoyed
be
the
naked
part
and hot?
before going in there.
Yeah, we were just
Well,
chopping
like,
it up.
I show up and I'm like, person's like, "Do you have shorts?" I'm like, "Well, I'm wearing boxers, whatever."
and then you put the
Vince and Val are like, "You can't walk in with your boxers." I'm like, "Bro, fucking wear a towel then." I don't know what the fuck
Yeah,
want
you
me to
put
say.
you wrap the towel around. Listen, the sauna's not for everybody. Also, your dad goes to the sauna, and
My dad's mad gay.
he's the best.
My dad is.
Your dad
I
is
love
the-
my
your
dad,
dad
but
is the
he's
best, bro.
fucking a little fruity.
He's a beast. Honestly.
Yeah.
Well, you came out of him, obviously.
I didn't
Look
come
at
out of
you.
him. I
Look at
came
you.
out of my mom.
Well, you came out of half of them.
Yeah, you obviously he marinated you for a while.
You know what I just mean? Like, I love hanging with my boys. I just don't want the conditions to feel like torture. Like, at no point am I like, why do I want to be hot, sweaty, sticky?
Bro, you drink in an incredible amount of alcohol where you torture your body.
Yeah, and then I-
consistently, on a consistent basis.
So why would I want to wake up and be like, let me go hang out with Val in the hot
I guess it's all perspective,
And
brother.
sweat it out.
Yeah, I'd rather eat a bacon, egg, and cheese, smoke a joint, and
see,
be like,
my
let's
kinda
go
guy.
sit in the backyard and make fun of people.
I agree. I love making fun of people. Don't get me wrong.
I got a better place for us to hang out, but we'll talk about
Where
it.
is that?
Koreatown.
Yeah, that place is.
Are there? Do you know any? You know what I've been. Sorry to keep derailing these things, but I just have a lot of.
Go for it.
You feel like you're an LA kid. You know this. I want to go. I'm kind of getting addicted to gambling. I want to go, but I don't want to play like high stakes in LA. Is there a place to go play blackjack?
I know poker. I can ask on black. Actually, I know who.
You're
to ask.
saying
I need like
like-
$5 table.
You're saying like low key, like you're saying like on
You
the
said
ground?
Koreatown. And I got excited. Maybe there's like a little backdoor.
No, there's a bunch of backdoor blackjack games.
Really?
Yeah, I just got to ask which one does blackjack and which one's poker only.
I want to
wow.
go to one of them.
Yeah, me too.
I want to do
I'd
some
go
cool
with you.
LA shit. What's the coolest LA thing you've ever done? Because I feel like not only you're plugged in a lot of circles.
Well, so my weird ass, I guess it's my nerdy side. I like magic. So there's the Magic Castle that's members only in Hollywood.
I want to go so bad.
I've been a member for 12 years.
Wow.
Anytime I was there the other day.
Dude, there you go. Way better than the fucking sauna.
Do you own a suit and tie?
Sure do.
Then we can go.
I'm always ready for death.
I'm ready to go too. Easy.
Yeah.
Listen, we've been trying to get in there for a while.
Oh, I'll make a reservation for next week.
Dude, you know what? Like, it sounds cool, and I hope it's as cool as it is.
So there's 12 different shows every night. The shows change every week. There's close-up shit. There's big stage shit. A little bit of comedy. The later it gets, the funnier the jokes get because everybody's plastered.
Right.
That's my
honestly.
night out. Like, I'll go to Yamashiro, hit Magic Castle, see a couple shows, and then take back abroad.
Is it hard taking back abroad being a sober man?
No, but here's the but. I usually won't smash till the morning.
Until she's sober?
Till she's sober. I don't want to be accused of anything. And there's cameras in my house. There's cameras in my room.
I get that. I respect that. I can't possibly think of anything worse than talking to a girl sober.
I've done it for so long. I'm used to it.
No, I know you get like it's.
But
I
the
gotta
worst part-
that game is so much stronger than mine, which is like, all right, I'm just gonna ramble something blackout and hopefully.
The worst part
she
is talking to
bites.
a drunk dude, because drunk dudes like to spit when they talk.
Or like Red Bull vodka breath.
Oh, bro, smells like a fucking trash can.
My girl was ripping me yesterday. I ate In-N-Out and I got it with onions.
What's wrong with that? I did the same thing yesterday.
I know, but the breath was crazy. I even felt it on myself. I'm like, wow, this is so bad. She kept going. She's like, babe. And I'm like, wow, it's really that bad? And I keep leaning in, asking if it's that bad. She's like, yo, you're still leaning in, asking me if it's that
They
bad.
give you too many onions at In-N-Out. They literally give you like the whole fucking slice. Like put
Well, if
two
you do the
rings on
grilled
it.
onions, it's it's not as bad.
Yo, also, you know what it is with In-N-Out? Just real quick side note. I go there and I order the same shit every time, and they just re-ask so many different details about the order. And it's like, bro, there's like 4 things on the menu. Like, how different can you make each burger? I'm like, but and she's like, oh, do you want it like this? Do you want it like that? Do you put it?
I don't
No,
like
I
it
want
doing
this way. Just remove this one item.
Right.
I don't want tomatoes on my fucking burger.
Yeah.
All right, so back to the cars.
Yeah.
Built
So
the
you
sick
got-
car collection, brain tumor, and I'm like, fuck. Well, I didn't die, but now I got all these bucket list things. I wanted to get into off-road racing, and I'd always race
You
sports.
want to what? I'm sorry.
Off-road racing.
Oh, okay.
And so I got a Can-Am, little side-by-sides, raced that for a season, flipped it over a couple times. I'm like, this fucking sucks. Upgraded to a trophy truck. Said, all right, let's go. Fucking full-size monster truck, 550 horsepower, fucking, you're doing 100 miles an hour through the dirt.
That's insane.
I was leading the championship in 2017, and we switched at like 11 o'clock at night. I jumped in the driver's seat. I was running the night shift. I had lost comms between me and the guy next to me. I could only hear when I lifted off the gas pedal. It was just like a faint, like, yo, yo, yo. Mm-hmm. I thought we had a hard right coming up. It was a hard left. When I lifted to adjust, he screamed left, yanked the e-brake, thought I had it. We went off a 1,000-foot cliff that night.
Oh, my God.
Fucking barrel rolled down the whole mountain. Took out 2 trees. Luckily, when we hit the bottom, since we landed on my side down, he got out first. He's like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, but I can't move my arm. Takes the flashlight, and over there, the fucking cactus needles are like a mile long that look like barbed wire.
Oh,
and it like hit me just in the right spot. And so he grabs a pair of pliers, yanks it out. I was like, all right, cool. My arm works. Fucking climbed out, and I'm like, well.
That was acupuncture for you.
Yeah, I was like, we busted the comm. So I remember seeing some guys like a mile back. 8 miles later, I'm like, we just sat on the side of the road and just waited for the team to come find us.
And then that was done for you, right? After that?
I've been back in the car since practicing, but not in a race setting. So Cowboy Cerrone hit me up recently, and he's like, hey, I know you still have your truck. Can I run it? And we worked out a deal that worked out for both of us, and he's running the truck right now. He just yard sailed a couple weeks ago in Vegas. He went end over end.
Wow.
That's like a trick?
No.
No, just
He ripped off a wheel. Like
damn.
He did like 20-30 grand worth of damage that day.
Oh, my God.
You know what's nuts in all of this? The fact that you have a bucket list. You don't think if you're like, oh my God, I need to do all these things because I might be dead. Mm-hmm. At no point, no part of you was like, I'm going to try drugs and alcohol and all this shit. Like not even on your deathbed. You're like, hit me with some heroin. I just want to feel it. Why
so
treat
strong
your
about-
body with respect when it's kind
Well,
of...
but do I treat it with respect?
So then what's the you just want to be what? What's
No,
the
so
logic?
my mom was an alcoholic growing up. So I had everything I ever wanted. My parents were in pharmaceuticals. There was every drug I ever wanted.
Right.
My dad was the biggest pothead ever. Wake and bake. Fucking bong rips at 8 o'clock in the morning. I saw it all. I'm like, I'm sure I've been hotboxed.
Isn't
many
it
times.
isn't it interesting when you come from that kind of background? Most of the time, the kids don't ever want to do anything to do with it.
50-50.
But most of the time, though, like
Like my sister went the other way when she was younger.
Really?
I always stayed my way.
Yeah, because
Like I've tried alcohol.
I also
but
came from like a background with like a lot of alcoholics and like a lot of drinking.
Yeah, Eastern Europeans.
And I was very afraid of it growing up. And I was just like, yo, I don't like it. And I stayed, 3 months it's been, I drank for the first time last night in like 3 months or 2.5 months.
so that's
I
why you look like shit today.
yeah, exactly. Because I went out to a clothing, like some clothing brand had a big release party. And I was just like, yo, I want to chill.
Even your boy Vince, he doesn't drink, doesn't smoke,
Yeah, it's good.
but he's also got an 8-pack.
Same. I have
You
a
have an
6.
8-pack?
I have a 6, not an 8. Vince is a little more ripped, for sure.
Motherfucker was doing air squats in 250 degrees.
Yeah.
What's an air squat?
Air squats is when you do just a regular squat with no weights.
Oh.
You
He's
just
doing them
squat.
in sets of 100.
Where? When you guys were just hanging
Yeah,
out in the
he just
sauna?
does it like as
I'd
a
be like,
workout.
stop. I'd be like, stop, bro. Like, it's like when people talk about like their like vegan lifestyle or like whatever. You're like,
Give me a hamburger.
yo, bro, just we don't need to see this. This part of you doesn't need to come out in front of us. It's like rude.
It does put you up. You're like, you're really like.
Like this conversation is so boring that you need to be distracted with other things. Like, oh, I'm gonna do squat.
But you know that guys like him though, I get where he's coming from because even when I would work a lot and do a lot of things, I still have to make sure I have an intense workout because I feel like I'm not doing enough. So he's that one of those people that he's like, I just gotta maximize at every like aspect of life, like whether it's fucking working out.
And he doesn't sleep.
Yeah, he just maxes out 24/7 all day long. Like max this, max
You
that.
probably saw Vince all over Instagram for his shooting.
I showed him the shooting.
that's the guy?
That's Vince
Yeah.
also. Yeah.
Okay, that guy can do air squats. I thought we were talking about some.
No,
like,
no,
fucking
no,
dude
he's
in
a
the
beast.
sauna,
He's a
like,
beast.
Yeah, that dude with the shooting.
Vince is a beast.
Vince, you're not gonna see this, bro. I fuck with that. That video is insane. That video made me and my girl go like,
He's got balls to
I want
steal.
a gun.
I
want a gun.
He does.
I want a gun.
It's not
He's about that action.
You gotta
for
clean
Which
your
is crazy. I'm completely like, so I know your whole fucking like Second Amendment right shit, right? Like we just had a kid on the podcast the other day, and I was just kind of talking about like I don't know a solution for school shootings, right? Like I don't care about guns like most people do. I just
got a
come from the
solution.
culture, but like when I saw the Vince thing, I was like, I want a gun
Of course.
so badly.
But I guess my question to you is, we got all these military vets that don't really have jobs. We could put one at every school with a rifle.
But a lot of them got issues though.
Yeah, I think no.
They'd have to be vetted and make sure.
Here's my question though. This is where I can actually agree with you on that, but my question is, at some point, are we gonna start curing diseases again? Right? Like we try.
Well, that's my issue with Big Pharma.
Right? Like, can't we? Like right now,
We're not doing
You've come up
preventative.
with a Band-Aid for the problem, but like, how the fuck do we stop the shootings? Because they didn't come. And I'm not smart enough to tell you.
Look, when we were kids, they didn't exist.
What do you think? Honestly,
Social media, video games, like, dude, there was no Call of Duty when we were little kids.
I mean, but
was
there
Grand
was
Theft Auto.
movies. There was like,
Yeah,
you
but
think,
not to
like
the
video
level-
games make you violent.
No, but it's just a habit, and all these, and then the bullying. Like, social media has fucked some kids up.
Right, but wouldn't we agree that bullying is also good? It's so hard to be like, where does the line
Look,
go, right?
When we were kids, though, we'd square off on the yard, and it would end there.
Right.
It wouldn't live on the internet forever.
Right.
I got bullied. I was in special ed growing up. I got made fun of all the time, but I'd square off and fuck you up. And it ended on the yard. And
Usually,
Who bullied you?
Usually, the special ed
bullied
kids
you
fuck
more?
you up always.
Who bullied you more, the people at school or the people at home? Because in Indian and parents,
Ooh, my
if you have a
mom,
kid,
my mom was worse than anything I
right?
got at
Because
school.
you're like, we're not having a special ed kid.
Yeah.
No.
Like,
Also,
my-
the special
my
ed
mom-
kids were the strongest always. So you don't fuck with the special ed kids.
Yeah, I was a big
regardless.
little kid. Like,
You get
I'm
rocked
gonna-
out.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
like
pummel
I
you.
don't know where all of a sudden it's like cool to shoot up schools.
But
Like
then-
bomb threats were exciting because they're like no one's getting hurt and we're just getting out of class. Like that's what I grew up on. Bomb scares.
I do remember a couple of those.
And it was always some kid who didn't want to take a test who was calling it in from like the Pizza Hut.
And they would cover it as a fire alarm.
It was great.
Yeah, you would have to like walk out of the school, and they're like, "Oh, it's a fire alarm."
But you can also say the same thing about healthcare. We're not being preventative anymore. We're just putting Band-Aids on shit.
Yeah, Chris Rock said, we don't cure shit. He's
Like, I
"When's the
leave
last-"
the country to take care of my health now. I go to Colombia for stem cells. I go to Mexico for heavy metal detox because I'm playing with lead for a living now. You know, average person goes to the gun range, they shoot 50, 100 rounds. I go to the gun range, I'm dumping 1,000 rounds on an
So what
average
does that
night.
mean? That actually is lead exposure?
Oh, yeah. You're eating it. You're fucking shoving the
Is
ammo
that an
in the mouth.
expensive hobby? Or does that make you money?
If I had to pay for it, it'd be expensive. I get paid to do it.
To shoot guns?
Yeah.
And you don't have to go kill anyone.
No.
That's fucking the
I
best
get
job
I get to
ever.
shoot. I get to shoot a piece of paper.
Ugh, that's so much better
I get
than
invited to
shooting
go
humans.
hunting, and I'm like, I can't do it.
You feel too much.
Yeah, they're like, well, come hog hunting. They destroy the land. I'm like,
Yeah, so did we. Can I
I'm
shoot you? I'll
like,
shoot you too.
I'm like, guys, I'll eat a steak, but I'm not going to kill it.
Yeah, I don't want to see that process.
No.
Sorry, cut that part out.
And everybody's like, well, but you like guns. I'm like, yeah, I do. But I shoot a piece of paper. I shoot moving targets.
Right. That's like saying like, oh, you like driving, let's get a DUI. You're like, that's not.
But a lot of people don't realize like long distance shooting involves a lot of math. I'm a nerd.
Right.
So I enjoy doing all the
What do you
calculations.
do, like sniper shit?
Yeah. My
See,
longest
that's
shot's a
dope.
mile.
Can you explain to
Longest
me?
shot is a mile.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's far.
Can you explain to me? I don't understand because, like, in movies, there's the guy with the binoculars, and he's like, "All right, to the left, 3." What is he looking at, and what is he telling
It's
you?
a lot of things.
How-
Okay, so inside of his binoculars is a secondary reticle, and the reticle is the crosshair you look at on a scope. And he's saying, hey, there's little dots going left, right, up, down. He's like, well, the wind is blowing at 12 miles an hour.
How the fuck does he know 12 miles an hour? Is my question.
Oh, there's a little machine that tells you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Back in the day, they would like guess it by spitting or fucking throwing some dirt.
All
They were
right.
pretty
We're looking
close.
at flags and shit.
Or like the leaves, the military guys.
That's pretty crazy, right? To be able to spit and watch the wind blow the spit, you're like, holy shit, it's 6 miles an hour. Like,
yeah. And so the guy
that's
next,
wild.
the guy next to you is giving you your dope card of, hey, you need to either put in X amount of clicks into your scope or use the reticle left 2, down 1, and that's your
Adjusting the angle. and
that's where you're aiming.
Meaning it doesn't have to be directly at the target. It could be down here,
So-
and then it'll curve the bullet.
Like when I shot a mile, I was at the bottom of the reticle and arced a little right.
That's crazy. That means it will swerve.
No, flight time was 7 seconds for a mile.
everything. 7 seconds, a person can move.
That's a long fucking time.
7 seconds.
And I'm on top of a mountain, so you're calculating drop. Got to remember when a bullet comes.
So you're a gun guy, but this is a game. This is like I can get if I actually have always wanted to do like sniper school classes.
Yeah,
So
that's
like
dope.
to me, like I have a gun range membership to go shoot skeet at more and more.
But that's not that easy either.
I like that because it's like, all right, guys, shoot it, and I'm like, all right, today I got to go a little bit ahead of it.
Yep.
That's the fun part for me. Like shooting animals isn't fun because it's unfair fight. It's like beating up a toddler.
Look, if
right?
you got to shoot an animal to eat it because you're hungry and you're in the middle of nowhere, go for it.
doesn't do anything for me. I can buy my steaks.
Yeah. Like,
I don't need to hunt
I
them.
can walk down the street to fucking.
Yeah, I'm not making my own yogurt at home. Like, ooh, I'm gonna fucking go buy a steak, but I want to do the sniper thing.
I watched my grandparents kill a lot of animals though, because I grew up in Ukraine. So like,
I get that.
Like I wake up in the morning at 6 in the morning, my grandma's holding a fucking chicken by its neck, just cutting it off, and I'm just like, okay, cool.
They were tougher, man.
And my grandpa, the way they killed rabbits, you would hit the rabbit in the back of the head with something hard, so you can just kill it unconscious. You hang it by the back of its feet, and then you peel the skin down. And then you imagine watching that process when you're like 6, 7 years old.
Yeah, and imagine eating rabbit after that.
Yeah, and then we did.
That's how hungry they were.
But it was normal. They would have cages of rabbits. They would let them out.
Of course, it's normal.
It was just crazy,
No,
right?
because don't forget, like fucking American capitalism hasn't like reached that area at that time where they're like, oh, what's a Pop-Tart, right? Like to them, it's like, there's no
Right.
There's no grocery.
It's just
store
crazy
shelves like
because
that.
I just remember some of that stuff, and I'm like, I feel like I lived like a whole separate life. I'm like, holy
I
fuck.
couldn't kill an animal. I don't think I could.
Like if we're stuck in the woods and fucking.
If I'm stuck in the woods, I got to do it. Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Outside of that,
I have to.
I'll die from diarrhea day one. I'll eat a wrong berry and be dead.
You would, yeah.
I would hang out with you. I'm finding out where you are because you can make drugs.
I'll find
and
out.
that's super important.
Drugs, you know. I got a couple
Let me ask you a
tricks.
question.
Yeah.
Because when you're making your drugs, sorry, this is, can you make drugs in the wild?
Why not?
Well, no, I just mean like, what are you like?
Based
you
on
grabbing,
different
like, oh,
herbs.
let me grab that root and that,
Yeah.
and here's some Advil.
Essentially.
Wow.
But you would have to dry, obviously. Certain
You'd have to
things.
dry. It'd take, you know.
Extract certain things,
I'd have
right?
to sit there for a minute and figure it out. But
That's a real man to me. I can only take pictures. If there's the end of the world happens, I'll be like, I'll document it.
oh, I suck at pictures. I always have to have my
Sick.
guy with
We'll
me.
team up. I'll shoot you. You make the pills. The world ends.
You could document the shaman.
Dude.
Yeah, you
And
guys
then we'll go
killed
do
me.
sniper training.
This kid he said, only thing I could do is take pictures.
End of the world. I have no male skills.
I can cut your guys' hair while you guys do it.
I don't know
Wait,
what I
so
would
who
do.
cuts your hair?
I actually cut my hair, and then Aviv gave me a few haircuts before also.
Okay.
We usually cut each other because he's an ex-barber also. Yeah. You know, barbers stick together. You gotta have a nice little cut. You don't really got to worry about it.
Why? Because I have no hair.
You have no hair.
I'm 2 transplants in, fellas.
I was gonna ask. So how
Turkey.
do you like it? Is it worth it?
Yes.
Turkey. That's where I want to go.
So I did it here once. It was the most painful thing ever.
White people shit, right?
White people shit.
Yeah.
And and it was like $10,000 more, probably, right?
15, but who's counting?
But I'm saying in general, right? It's
Yeah,
like,
it was 15 grand. Well, look.
and
by
it
the time
wasn't
you
a good
fly-
job.
No.
See?
A business class ticket to Turkey's $3 grand. Shit's super cheap over there. Don't let them know you're Jewish, and you'll be fine.
Telling them I'm Jewish, but like, who circumcised you? But
But no, the procedure, they drop an IV in you. It's got some Benadryl, got some other shit. You're kind of like a little fuzzy. I fell asleep.
Is the plane there full of bald guys? And the plane back is full of like Civil War victims?
When
just
you're-
bandages?
So if you go to a good place, your bandage comes off within 24 hours.
But what can you... So explain to me, at what point can you unveil your hair? I go there, and then what happens? On the way back, is it painful?
No, it's a little tender, like where they took the hair from back here. But you're there for 3-4 days.
You have scarring at all?
because they do one by one.
Yeah, but it's good. That means you had a lot of hair on the sides.
Yeah.
So they were able
Do
to.
I have enough hair on the sides to get
Yeah.
something?
Oh,
you
yeah.
do. You have a lot.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Up here, I want to like, see?
Oh, bro, you're not even that bad. Like
So
I'll
I
show
could
you.
get...
Yeah, he
I want
acts
to
like
be
he's-
right here.
No,
I want
no,
my
I
fur
know,
line
dude.
here.
I would come down maybe a quarter inch.
Correct.
Maybe. And just have it.
That's not a
fucking-
quarter inch.
I'm gonna be
bro.
on
You're gonna,
stop.
you're
And
gonna
have-
have fucking hair next to your eyebrows. You're
Like
gonna look
even
like
where
one of
his
those
hair
fucking.
stops now, Val, I would just fucking straight line it, make it look natural.
You ever seen the videos of the dudes in Dubai when he goes, haha, Colgate? He goes that. You trying to bring your shit down with
I
your
want my
bushy
shit
ass
so
eyebrows?
low,
You're
'cause
gonna
by-
look like that dude,
You want
bro.
the Drake?
I'll slowly fade it back.
Guy, come on.
No.
So how
bro.
much
So
am I-
you do less now. How old are you?
40.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You're not going to lose much more.
How old are you right now?
37.
Oh, okay. You guys are close.
When did you get your procedure done?
The first time,
No, second time.
November of 22,
Nice.
which is 24.
Isn't hair great?
Oh, it's a great thing.
It's like the
Yeah,
one...
it was good, honestly.
I wish I could have long looks like fucking Val over here, but whatever.
I mean, listen.
I don't have
you
a bald
the-
spot back here anymore. My
Yeah, but
fucking
you
shit
got the
hasn't-
pharmaceuticals. I don't. You know what I mean? So like, you
Right.
got to give and take here.
Right. Well, did it...
I can
when
have
you
good
had the
hair,
brain
but-
tumor, where you obviously... Whatever, do you still have to do any chemo and shit? Does that affect hair
I
growth?
didn't have to do any of that. The reason
Okay.
I
Oh,
lost
wow.
most of my
That's a
hair
good
was
question.
I was a fat fuck. I was 265 pounds.
Okay.
I did the gastric sleeve and lost 110 pounds in 3 months
Gastric sleeve is when they tie up your stomach.
when they cut off 80% and throw it in the trash.
Oof.
And they mentioned it, but they didn't really say much about it. They said rapid weight loss, you'll lose a lot of hair. I lost half my hair in 3 months.
You're like, damn, I look skinny, but now I got to wear a hat.
Yep.
Kind of worth it.
I can see my dick again, so I'm happy.
Well, you were heavy, huh?
I showed you a picture.
Yeah, you did. It
I was a big
pretty
boy.
crazy.
I like
How
my-
was it? How long ago were you a big boy?
2020.
Man, and you were fitting in those tiny cars?
Yeah.
Damn.
I got
You in a little Porsche?
yeah.
What's your favorite car in your collection?
R34 Skyline.
How much is that car?
Now?
I don't, yeah, sure.
Like 650 grand.
Damn.
It's the 1999 Nissan Skyline right-hand drive.
It's the Paul Walker car, right?
Yep.
How often do you drive these cars?
Never. I drive an Escalade every day.
What's the point? Is that just like a beautiful, like it's an art gallery for you?
It's an art gallery for me. And for me, I've had 2 back surgeries from doing dumb shit. Sitting in a sports car for long periods of time, I fucking cry.
I mean, they're so uncomfortable.
Even for a healthy person, like, it's fine-ish. But for me, after an hour, I want to
Said a guy that can't afford a sports car just now. They're so uncomfortable. but
I hate Ferraris.
Yeah, Ferraris suck, bro.
You know,
No.
it's comfortable, a Honda Civic.
Plus, with all the crime in LA, I look like uber black, bro.
Your Escalade's fire too, though. You have a nice, fucking serious, fucking.
I just blacked it out, and
Yeah,
nobody looks twice at you.
yeah. Damn. And what is
Got
your
a baby seat in the back, and fucking leave you alone.
Any other cool ones in the collection?
Porsche Turbo S with 650 horsepower of the tires.
Jesus,
That's fun.
Christ.
And then
Do you flip them? Do you keep them for a while and then flip them, or how do you do it?
I'm a collector, so I hold and keep.
Do you let people drive them?
Nope.
Your garage is set up where you have the lifts.
I have the stackers in the warehouse. You'll see it when you guys come.
Yeah, I would love to go check it out for sure.
Like, I don't know if you guys know I Am Thompson.
Yep, the little
He's
fucking
got
violinist.
He's got 2 of his cop cars sitting in there as well.
Oh, really?
He got one that looks like an LA County Sheriff's car with all the stickers.
Oh,
like
shit, I need to hit him up. I was trying to find a cop car the other month to shoot with.
Oh,
you can shoot it in my warehouse. It's 4,000 square feet with a brick backdrop.
Oh, sick. Yeah, that's dope.
Because I don't know if I'd want to take that car anywhere because I feel like you're going to go to jail.
The cop car?
Yeah.
For impersonating a police officer?
Unless
Yeah.
you
have to
unless
fucking,
you tow it. You got
to
to
put like a bag on the lights. You
And
got to
then you
put
tow it,
not
yeah.
in service on the doors.
I mean, what are the chances a cop pulls you over?
High.
I'll be honest with you. Also, you know what I noticed about LA? It's not like New York. Cops don't want to do anything here, homie. I drive
do
with
New York
my
cops
phone.
want to do stuff?
And I have a New York plate on my car. If I had an LA plate on my car in New York and I was on my phone, I was doing shit, I would get stopped probably 5 times a day. Here, cop looks at me and goes, I don't even.
I have paper plates on my car.
Like get out of here. Like I don't even want to talk to you,
But with all this shit going on in LA, they don't want to do it.
bro. They don't, and it's just, yeah, it's crazy.
And that's why I'd rather drive the Escalade. Like, cool. I know what I got. I'm not, but I'm a low key guy in some ways.
How often are you adding cars to the collection?
Now I'm not. I've just been focusing on myself.
I get that.
What does that mean?
Meditation, working out.
I think
It's
you meant
like-
like financially. I'm
No,
not
no.
lying.
And then just restructuring after a divorce, like figuring out what I want to do, how I want to raise my kids.
How do you want to raise your kids?
So
In
my
this
daughter,
America.
my daughter's in homeschooling in a pod. We did not vaccinate.
I would trust you with homeschooling because you seem like an intelligent person. But I'm
We
pretty-
hired, like,
I'm
a-
pretty against most homeschooling people who are like, bro, you're too dumb to raise.
Oh
kids.
no. We hired a teacher. Like,
No, I
she's in a super dope setting. We chose to not vaccinate her for anything, so she can't go to public school or private school in California. Otherwise, you have to be vaccinated for everything.
Do you think that some vaccinations are good?
Yes, but from 0 to 8, what is my child really coming into contact with? Once she's out of those major developmental years, then we can introduce stuff. I'm not
Okay.
anti-vax. I'm just super delayed
Do you trust the science? Some
on
of it?
some of it.
That's my problem. You know what?
That's,
The older I get is like, and then I don't know which science I'm supposed to trust.
well, so you can read it yourself. You can ask
You
for
know
this.
what my problem is, though, dude? Is like I understand your argument, and I guess for a child it's different. But for myself, there's nothing that the government can do that I haven't done to myself.
Correct.
So I'm like, when people were like, "Why'd you get the vaccine?" I'm like, "Do you understand how much tequila, fast food, other garbage goes in my
Oh,
body?"
you pumped enough chemicals
So I'm
in
like,
your body where it
I'm
doesn't
like,
matter.
bro, if this is what's gonna keep me from keeping employees in the factory not freaking out because of this thing, like, put it in me. Like, this is a more of a business decision.
Well,
than
to
like a
you,
personal.
it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just
get
don't care
that.
about my body enough. Go ahead, put it in me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. They're like, oh, what if it controls you? I'm like, dude, I have this phone next to my dick
All
for
day
the
long.
last 20 years. You're telling me, but we trust them because we need that, right? I can't live without an iPhone.
I guess we can agree on the same point, though. You should be allowed to do what you want to do. It shouldn't be forced.
Sure.
That's a
It's
good
like
point.
religion. It's like
It's a
religion.
good point, brother. You know,
Yeah, do it. I'm not knocking you.
Because he has a point, you have a point. Everybody has. If you and exactly, you shouldn't. Nothing should be forced, right? If we all choose to live in America
Dude, plus
too.
homeschooled, less chance of your kid getting shot.
Dude, my daughter's in a dope ass private community behind 2 gates. Like,
So she's
and
yeah,
she's, I don't know about you guys, but I hate sitting in a classroom for 8 hours a day.
the worst.
My kid fucking runs around all day. She's outdoors. She's
And takes the classes she needs versus like, why do I need home ec? Like, sorry, I don't need to learn how to make muffins today.
and look, my daughter's 3. I don't want her sitting in front of a fucking TV. Like,
For what? Yeah,
Let her go
let her
outside.
let her enjoy her youth, bro.
And she's in a
Let her-
controlled environment. If she doesn't want to wear a shirt and fucking run around with paint all over herself, go for it.
Yeah,
I don't
agree.
have to worry about any weirdos
Be a kid,
there.
bro. Just be a kid. Have fun.
I get a weekly report of everything that's going on, what
Sick.
she's learned,
Yeah.
what they want to progress on. Like,
Would you ever microchip your child so that you can just track where they are?
I want to put an air tag in her shoe when we go out certain places.
No, I just mean like when she was born, I would literally be like, tag it. Rest of my life, I got.
Well, yeah,
find
like
my
a little
child.
boop.
Yeah, I'd be like, they won't even know. But like one day, you like taken would scare me. I would fill my child.
Yeah,
with, like,
that
a
scares the
self-destruct-
fuck out of me too, yeah.
Self-destruct button would be the best. I think I might not even do it, but tell my child I have one and be like, you sneak out of this house, I
gonna
will
push the
blow
button.
your fucking dick.
I'm going to push the red button.
Yeah, your dick's
You
gonna
see,
fall
that's
off.
how we're raised, yo. We're
Threats.
raised on fear and threats.
We were.
Yeah. So like I was
were.
raised when I was young, my mom, anything that would happen, she's like, just remember, this will happen to you. Just remember, if this happens to you, we'll get deported. And if we get deported, it's your fault. And it did, and it was always guilt and trauma. And it was like, but it raised you, you know, to be aware and to be scared, obviously, and make the right decisions.
But now everybody's not afraid of anything.
That's the problem because, bro, there's not enough. I don't know.
We don't do
honestly.
enough psychological damage to our children anymore.
kids have, when they're like, oh, let them just do whatever they want. That's cool.
So I
but
had a
there has to be
former
discipline.
CIA agent on the podcast not too long ago, and the CIA intentionally recruits people that have had just enough trauma.
What's just enough, you think?
Beaten as a kid, always thought that what they do isn't good enough, but not
That's me.
abused in certain ways.
That's pretty much me. Can I get hired?
CIA?
They want the people that are always trying to achieve more.
That's me. Trying to figure out, constantly
Exactly.
overachieving everything.
But I don't know if, I'm sure the CIA is probably having recruiting issues.
I ran a marathon and I'm like, everyone's like, oh my God, you ran it so good. The time is incredible. And I'm like, this shit fucking sucked. I suck. I'm like, I gotta get better. I'm like, I gotta get under 3. And I'm like, just in my head constantly, always trying
Who
to
wants
figure.
to run for fun on a
I don't
Sunday?
understand all these
Psychotic
activities
people.
you do.
Psychotic people.
Just a lot of
My brother, what do
shirtless
you
men.
do?
a
You
lot
do a
shirtless
lot of
men.
weird shit also, to be fair.
You wanna jump out
You
of an
paint your
airplane?
face.
Airplane? I don't want to do that, do you?
I do, but I don't.
You're talking to a guy that rolled down a 1,000-foot fucking hill, bro.
Yeah, but
In a
like,
car.
look at out
willingly.
the-
Not willingly.
Yeah, not willingly.
Right,
Yeah, but he
like-
knows the consequences if it does happen.
Right. It's like ending up in a sauna for him. He's like, what the fuck? This is surprising. I'm like, you guys caught him off. I'm telling you, you do a lot of homoerotic things. It's okay. I'm
still
comfortable
like
with my
I
sexuality.
do the homoerotic things.
I didn't
you
say I don't
put
kiss
wigs
good-
on with dresses and
That's
paint
fine.
your face just to be different at a party.
Sure.
Okay? That's homoerotic.
Don't question the way I draw
And then
attention to
kiss
myself.
everybody on the lips because you got excited off
Still
tequila.
less gay than going to a sauna with
That's
another
not
man.
less gay. I
Dude.
will argue that till I die.
I know more Italian men that'll kiss each other on the lips than will end up shirtless.
I
with
feel like
another
Vince would kiss you on the lips.
Honestly,
Inside the
if
sauna, they probably have.
I feel like if Vince likes you enough, like if he fucks with you, he might give you a little like peck on the forehead and be like, "You're good, don't worry, buddy." You know.
He'll give you a little slap on the ass.
But
too,
I
if you're
think
lucky.
Vince, I think you will get that first before the kiss. I think the slap on the ass will come first. I don't know Vince for that long, but from just being around him a little bit, he's not the type to like too many people. But if he likes you, he'll.
he knows everybody, but he keeps his circle tight.
Yeah, he's sharp. He's a sharp dude.
Yeah, I saw the footage.
I just like to fuck with him though and say you missed.
Yeah, he did say that.
Oh, does that
He goes,
bother
"It
him?
sucks that you missed, bro." And he goes, "No, I still got him." He's like, he was limping. He's like, "Nah, but you didn't finish the job."
That's got to drive him nuts.
It does. It does drive him.
I would
nuts.
really not
He
irritate
starts
a
doing
man.
more air squats as he's talking. He's like, "I'm gonna do like
Yeah,
10,000."
I wouldn't irritate a guy who reacted that way.
See, Vince is
Yeah,
the
but I
type.
do the same shit, so he's
Right,
not gonna
I
play that
guess.
game with me.
Does he bring the gun into the sauna?
Almost.
Almost.
Really?
Yeah,
It's close.
it's close enough.
It's close to the door. He says he's big on like I don't fuck around. We should get Vince to come in and have like a 4.
We should do the episode
four-man
in a
team.
sauna. Him and I will be outside. You guys be inside.
Yeah, we'll run the mics.
Yeah.
I
And
think
we'll
it would-
see.
I don't know. You think Vince would do the podcast?
Yeah, he's come on mine.
But you guys are like close homies. You guys know each other for a while. You think if we
If
invite him,
I'm on with him, he'll
he would do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should definitely bring him on because I feel like he doesn't really care to be on podcasts. You know what I mean?
Now he does.
He does.
Yeah, he enjoys getting that story out there and bringing more awareness to protecting
Fire.
your family.
It really made me want to shoot gun. I really he did what Vince did in that video is what I literally get hard for in the shower.
But I guess
Right
my
when you're in
question.
the shower, you're like,
Because
oh,
you know
I
when people
reacted that way.
right? But you see when it's so funny you just said that. You know when you're like in school and when you were like in high school and a situation played out
Yep.
and you're like in your head and you're like, I should have done that. I should have done this. I should have hit him like that. Am I gonna hit
No,
him next
this
time? I
fool
see
just fucking ran
this
it.
kid was like, yo, I'm gonna do whatever everybody keeps
So
watching.
he had two options: doing what he did or comply.
No, there's a third one. Shit your pants. I'm just telling you that
Well,
was mine.
shit your pants and comply.
Yeah, I guess.
yeah, but he said
Because
exactly why
his
he
wife
doesn't.
wife and kid are on the other side of the door. So you're gonna open that door?
You know, he said that when he turned around,
He thought it was somebody else.
he thought it was his boy.
like pranking him.
Yeah, he
'Cause
thought his
everybody-
boy's fucking with
He
him.
was trying to
Vince-
shoot his boy.
No, he just thought somebody. Yeah.
No, he just thought that one of his boys came to like give him like
But
you know
because
those like
Vince fucks with everybody,
right.
that was what he thought. And he had his AirPods in, and he's like, "Oh, they must have snuck in when the gate was closing, and I was in La La Land."
Right.
Good thing he had a hot cup of coffee.
Yeah, I watched that video. Everyone was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Bro, what a
was like
beast!"
John Wick shit.
I'm sending this shit to him. I'm like, "Yo, look at this stud." And I'm like proud. I didn't even at that point. I didn't even really have much contact with him. And I'm sending this shit out as if like I just saw somebody graduate fucking the hardest school ever.
I was
this
like the
video
first
is
person
insane.
he sent it to, and I'm like, I call him. I was like, "You good?" It's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Tim Kennedy wants to meet tomorrow." He's like, "All right, I'll be there."
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, that's definitely Like
That's like calling Batman.
yeah. When I'm like, oh, I just want to be able to like have my, to like fantasize about, like, all right, I just want my family to get kidnapped so I can go in the basement and break the cement and dig out the trunk
Until it happens.
Pull
And
out
get
the
your shit
guns.
from back in the day.
Until it
Yeah.
happens, bro. That
Yeah.
shit is no joke. You really got to be about that action.
I do want a Mr. and Mrs. Smith setup though, where he pushes the button
Same.
in that back room.
Correct.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, you seem like a man of some resources, some tactical training. Like, someone kidnaps your child.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Do I know where they are?
No. Like, what do you start? Like, say I come home, you come home, we both come home to your house, we're hanging out, and you're like, oh my God, there's a note. We took your child. Nothing else. What is the first thing you start doing? Like, because in the movies, it just seems all put together. You're like,
Me personally, grab my vest that fits under a sweater depending on the temperature. Depends on the vest I grab. Grab a gun, grab 4 mags, jump in the car, and figure out where to go. If I need more than 4 mags, I'm in the wrong place. If I need more than 2, I'm really in the wrong place.
Damn,
Start
kiddo.
driving around.
Like,
I don't
look,
even know. Where do you begin? What? Just check cameras?
check cameras, see if I can get plates, because I have plate readers on the house. I have all of that, so hopefully they didn't kill my cameras. And then I have 2 different systems. I have Ring and I have backups.
Do you have some dark humans you can call up to help?
I'm sure I could.
Yeah.
I could find some.
Yeah, you're really.
I want that. I want that so bad.
Plus,
I
why dark humans,
I
though?
want-
Why does it have to be dark
No, 'cause
humans,
I don't
though?
want to be like, oh, who
There's
helped you?
assassins that are
Nah,
white, bro.
No. I didn't mean dark like black, you idiot. I meant like dark.
I know what he meant.
I meant
I
like
thought you were
dark characters.
because knowing you, I'm not even sure
No.
what you
I
meant by
know where
that
he
one.
went.
Yeah,
He's watched too many
I'm not
movies.
calling you if my fucking daughter gets kidnapped, Val.
He
You're
wants
not
to
a
call
dark
Liam
person.
Neeson.
Yeah, I want to call some dude who's like, oh, we're painting our face. Let's go, bro. That's not you. It's a dark human.
Are you an
That's
idiot?
like,
I would be down with that. Actually.
you don't have grenades.
It doesn't
And
matter.
I roll
I have
around.
the balls.
What are you
though.
gonna do? Come show up with a nail clipper?
I'm a sicko. I enjoy shit like that.
I roll around with a Doberman most of the time. Like nobody comes near my daughter with
I
her.
love a Doberman.
Friendliest dog ever, but everybody's like, "Oh, he's scary." I'm like,
I just heard like a wet sound over there. I thought Aaron started peeing himself.
Aaron just got scared. He's like,
I said,
"Where's
what
the
the fuck is
Doberman?"
going on? Yeah, I like a good Doberman and I like some grenades. It's a good time.
Have you ever shot a grenade?
No, but I held one in Ukraine, and I was like playing around with it, and
Live one?
It's such
Yeah.
a dumb weapon, isn't it?
Like I shot a 40 mil at an event out of a grenade launcher. You gotta.
I just meant, are we still throwing grenades or that's not a thing?
No, we do that too.
That seems like the worst.
At an event
tool.
recently, we were doing a training, and one of the people were walking through, and it was a chick, and I had a flashbang with me. And I'm standing on the catwalk watching her, and she didn't realize I knew where she was coming, so I just lobbed it where she was, and she fucking shit her pants. Like, the whole course ended for her when a flashbang went off.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds.
that's insane. Yeah,
I don't understand why that's not more of a thing. Like, if you're breaking into my house, I'd rather grab a flashbang than a gun. I
want to stun you. I really don't want to kill someone.
obviously, of course. You just want to get out clean.
Sleeping gas come out of my vents.
Yeah.
And put the guy to sleep and then get rid of him.
And then fucking hog time and wait for the cops.
Yeah, I'd take his. I would probably take photos of his penis.
I'd hog tie him first, though.
Yeah, and put it on the internet. I'd be like, look at this small-dicked human.
The class you'd probably enjoy is I took a counter custody class where they kidnap you, handcuff you, duct tape you.
I want
Why'd
that.
you say I'd want that? That sounds more like Val would want.
No, because
Sounds
you,
like a
you like learning
part
weird
one of a
shit.
sauna.
You want to know if
he's-
someone
what are you
kidnaps
talking
you, how
about?
to get out
You
of
said
it.
you
how to
wanted
get
that.
out.
Yeah, that's the whole point,
I said
guy.
you would go for pleasure. I would go for
See,
training.
I'm trying to like get your tactical skills up. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
some gay
he's
shit
trying to
over
play because sometimes he reverses everything all the time because
No, I would
he's
totally
trying to
do
play
it.
flip flop on the
No,
situation.
but I would go.
But they walk around like, so they lean you against a steel pole with your forehead at an angle as you're handcuffed behind your back. They fucking tase you as they're walking around. And then after 20, 30 minutes of torturing you, they throw you on a mat and you got 2 minutes to escape or you got to start all over again.
and you get tased again.
Oh, you get fucking hog-tied again. You
Ooh, can we go? Let's go and tape this.
Tape this.
We can't tape it, right?
can't tape it.
Ah, yeah.
It's stopped by people that don't want to be on
I want to
camera.
go so bad. What about those fucking courses where the John Wick courses where they take you on a helicopter? You do spend like a
Okay,
night.
shooting out of a helicopter is a fucking bitch.
Crazy, right?
Dude, the helicopter's moving, you're moving, trying to keep the gun stable. I've done it.
Do you see the flashes? Do you follow the bullets as they're coming out of the gun? Like, do they have the tracers on them?
No, I shot in California out of a helicopter. I've shot in Texas out of
Really?
a helicopter.
Really?
But I missed the target every time, not going to lie.
What are the sounds? What is this? It's like loud. It's very loud in a helicopter, or are they?
Well, so I was shooting an AR, so nothing too crazy. But I've shot a Tommy gun inside of a gun range or Gatling gun.
Can we go to the range with you one of these days?
Anytime.
Please.
We'll go to a private range.
Can we?
I prefer private over public because I care about my safety. What if homeboy over there doesn't know what he's doing?
Or just loses his mind because he got dumped.
Well, no. So like one guy, I was at the range and this guy was hand loading his rounds, which people make their own ammunition, but it was for a 50 cal. And he's trying to load the bolt and it's not going. So he decided to take a pair of pliers and whack the bolt to get it to charge.
Oh my God.
Fucking grenaded in his hands. Luckily, I was like 10 bays over, but I'm like...
Did he lose his hands?
I just saw blood fucking running everywhere. I couldn't look. Yeah. They said call 911, fucking called 911 and threw the dude on a table and everybody waited for medics.
Crazy, yeah.
Now
Let's go to private one. We'll take your word for it. But I definitely want to go with somebody. Like, it would be fun to go with you because you know your way
Or
around.
get Vince to teach you his skills.
Yo, I've been watching him. He's been doing the John Wick courses.
He's been going Terran.
That's dope. I want to go.
And
I
look,
want to hit
Terran
that.
is like fun, but there's 10 people standing behind you as you're doing it.
What do they do? They're recording you, counting everything. Like
They're just fucking standing there watching you, and you're like, you feel all this pressure, which is a
I
good
like
thing.
it. I don't mind.
But like your first time, you're like, fuck.
My question is, shouldn't these training courses also start where they're like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you a little anesthesia. You're going to fall asleep. And then the course starts with, blah, everything's crazy, right? Because no situation starts with, okay, and go, and you're already prepared.
do you see how his brain works, though?
Right? Like,
isn't it interesting?
Shouldn't prepreparation happen for we catch you off guard?
Well, yeah, you got to wake up.
Right. Like, they just go like, blah, and you're like, what? And you're like, dead, start over.
I used to, going back to what he just said, you know what we used to do? I used to go to a sleepaway camp, a Russian sports sleepaway camp.
In Russia?
In America. It was in Pennsylvania. It was literally
Russians in
spelled
Pennsylvania?
Olympic with a K at the end. That's how Russian it was. Okay. So we would wake up a full house of people at 3 a.m. with paintball guns. We would literally run in there and be like, wake the fuck up, shake the beds, throw the paintball guns at them and be like, yo, we're going to war right now. And then wake up the other bunk at the same time. So these guys are just like wiping their faces, running to the paintball field, sweating
You were
profusely.
a counselor?
Unfortunately, yeah.
In their underwear?
Well, not licensed either.
I didn't know there was licenses.
In your underwear,
you have to,
clothed? Were they clothed?
Well, you tell them, yo, put on all the clothes and let's go. It's a random night. You just wake them up and we have a paintball fight.
How long have they slept?
I mean, they go to sleep around like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and then you wake them up at like 3 a.m. But they're not ready for it. They're not ready for it.
And they're children.
They're not children. It's the older bunks. It's like the ones that are like 16, 17 years old.
They're still children.
They're still young, but regardless, it's that wake up like, whoa, what the fuck?
That's a good thing to
And
throw
you're
at
just
them.
like running to the
I
paintball
wonder if
field.
you
like,
could legally still do that today.
Wake up children
Well,
in mass
krill.
and be like, grab some guns, we're going hunting.
and most of the kids are like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go there. And then you're just like, you have to fucking go because it's like a Russian
dude,
camp.
paintballs do hurt though.
Of course.
Yeah, so does life. Right? It's like, it's part of getting
But it's great.
hazed.
I don't know what camp you could do that in nowadays.
What?
There's
Now?
no way you can do
No,
that.
as an
you
adult,
know what I
we
mean?
pay for it.
Right, but you
nothing
have to
for a
sign a
child.
release form saying that you
Oh,
let
you're
your kid
signing
fucking.
2 or 3
We
release
didn't,
forms.
bro. This camp was ran on fucking handshakes. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's
well,
like
it's big pre-fucking social media and everyone having a voice. and
Everybody
an
having to
opinion.
sign
It was
an
the
NDA.
best.
Back then, you were like, if you cried to your mom about it, she'd be like, shut up, be a
Yeah,
man.
correct.
Now they're like, what did you do to my child?
I would go to basketball practice. My coach would beam fucking basketballs at me, bro, and curse me out. And my mom was
Why?
like, "Good."
Well, so
She's
that's
like,
why you
they
like
do
hanging
that?
around Vince.
"Yeah." She's like, "Good. You're not listening. You're not paying attention. Good." Be like, it'll make a man out of you. And I'll be like, "What the fuck? You're not on my side." Nowadays, you do that, bro. It's like 17 lawsuits against this fucking coach.
Oh, you're fucked.
You know what I mean? You're done.
That's why you got to homeschool your kids because they can't complain to anyone.
Turn off the cameras.
Man of solutions.
Huh,
You know
I'm
what I
the
mean?
principal.
This guy
Oh, shit.
comes up with the fucking ideas here. Okay. You have a fucking interesting life, dude.
A little bit.
Do you enjoy podcasting? Because you have your own podcast.
Now, when we first started, my co-host Squints did most of the talking, and now we're at like 60-40.
So you have a partner on the podcast.
Did you guys see the movie Sandlot?
Yes.
Remember Squints who pretends to drown to get mouth to mouth?
Yes.
That's my co-host.
Oh wow.
Oh, he's from it?
That's
oh, wow.
true.
That's the actual guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
sick.
so-
He's still the
good.
same size. He just got a little.
That's so good. I remember that scene vividly too.
Yeah.
From the lifeguard, right?
Yep.
Oh
And
my God.
even he talks about it, he's like, you could not remake that scene today.
No, it's done.
Sometimes it's nice, right? He has a piece of history. even though society's changing.
Like their whole thing back then was legends never die.
Yeah, assholes live forever.
What process about the podcasting do you enjoy the most? Do you enjoy learning other people's backgrounds, or do you enjoy the aspect of just kind of like bantering, going back and forth?
Learning things from different people, how they built their businesses, how they've done their marketing. Like we had a guy on yesterday, Dan Martell, that had a $100 million exit, built a bunch of other companies. And we didn't talk about business. We talked about his drug abuse as a child that I had no idea about. Him going to jail 2 times.
We kind of have the same thing. Sometimes we'll come into the room for an hour. We're just talking about opposite of what we were planning to even speak about.
Yeah,
Like
but that's way more interesting at times because then you're like, wow, I'm actually relating to this person instead of an interview.
Correct.
Right? Because it's like you're forming a stronger bond. I actually care about more of like your personal shit than like, all right, whatever. Okay.
And like for us, we get very little info on the person and we just keep it fresh and run it.
That's kind of what we do. Also, there are certain guests where we kind of like prep something, but the off the cuff does work, I think, better most of the time because it's genuine and it's real. And it's
like when we had Mickey Mays on, like there was a couple questions I had just from seeing his story on Instagram. But I'm like, outside of that, we just ran it for 2 hours.
And yeah,
whenever it was done, we're like, all right. Because we don't put a clock. When the conversation starts to die, we just kind of look at each other and we call it.
it's pretty much.
It's always weird ending a podcast, isn't it? It's like,
well, like yesterday, for example, his team like gave me the look. They're like 3. I'm like, okay, you need to stop talking, bro.
Right.
We were in Vegas and Kirill rented a space for us to run the pod out of because they had AVN and there was like a lot of conventions going on and there was just a lot of big guests and it was a big team. It was the first time we're like running the podcast where there's like 20 people in the room every time, or like 10 people in the room. And then you have producers, you have a guy that's standing with a sign, there's a guy checking the audio, and then there's one guy directing like how much time.
It's a very naked process.
Yeah, and he's he's with the clock, and I'm in the middle of just that.
Like, so we have a clock that only me and Chauncey can see. The guest can't see it.
No, ours is right there.
Yeah.
And we know for our time, okay, how long do we want this episode to go?
Right. It was cool though. There was something cool about the guy ending it like telling you like boom, so you know the next episode you're like, yo, I gotta like unravel this quicker.
Yeah, but sometimes like no schedule is great because if you're like, dude, we can pull some more shit out of this. I think doing it in front of have you ever done it with like more people in the room?
Like when they bring a team of like 4.
It's like nice.
I like
because
it.
You're like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe this is a challenge for me to learn how to like be good in front of people. But at the same time, I'm like, dude,
But
I
for
say
us,
a lot of dumb shit.
The way I built the studio, you can't really see the producer. You can't see anyone sitting on the couch. It's just us. And the lights are so bright where we are and so dark where they are. You're like, it's just this conversation.
Right, but I need like to hear Aaron or someone chuckle once in a while to be like, okay, this was good. When you have a room full of people and you fucking drop heaters and they're like, and you hear like
when you meet my guy, he every now and then you'll hear a comment, but he's pretty quiet.
Yeah, for most part, Aaron's also just he's like in his own world. But when he does hear something, he'll be like, "Oh shit!" He's like, "That's good," you know.
Like right now.
Yeah, but it does help when we have like a group of like 3, 4, 5 people, and they start laughing. It just gives you that reassurance.
Gives you that extra
it's like,
energy
you're like,
too.
"Oh shit, we're doing good." Like it's flowing. It gives you that confidence, and you just keep
right,
going.
then you find out they saw a meme on their phone. You're like, oh,
Fuck.
Yeah,
I'm not that good.
you know, everybody after 30 wants to do a podcast and start running marathons. That's
Most people don't realize though how hard podcasting is.
It's a
very
new male
difficult.
midlife crisis is get in shape and start a podcast.
I can do 40 push-ups now. I'm proud
You
of
can?
myself.
I can probably do 7.
and yes,
But you can bang chicks for hours.
What? Who?
not him, bro.
No, chick, hours, minutes.
He's a 10-minute man.
I don't
This guy
understand
tops.
the desire for long sex.
No, I want multiple nuts, but not long sex.
I don't even want multiple nuts, I think.
Anymore?
I think I want multiple nuts before I nut the first time, but after I nut the first time, I'm like, what was I thinking? Come on, let's get over here. Let's eat and fucking watch a movie. Like,
Oh my god.
because the minute I come with a random chick before my girlfriend, right? Like, I would be like so disgusted. It's like when I would have a random girl that I would fuck, it was like eating McDonald's. Because the minute after I'm done eating, I'm like, ugh, why did I do that? Right?
A lot of those,
And then
yeah.
I'm like, why would I ever want to come again with you? I'm sure she feels the exact same way. Don't get me wrong. Like, she's not laying next to Brad Pitt judging her. I'm like, can you imagine being judged by me in the morning?
Getting judged by you in the morning is crazy, 1. And 2, bro, you don't know. Some of these guys that are big profile like celebrities, I'm sure girls are kind of like, this was ick, or this was cringe.
Well, yeah,
or
just
this
because
guy's
you're a
kinda whack.
talented actor doesn't mean you know how to smash.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've heard stories in here. You know, she said the Mormon girl. She's like, oh, the weekend wanted me just to give him a rim job and go home. Like that's kind of odd. Like,
No, that's a
you know,
power play.
like-
That's a power play. Like there's times I don't want to work, right? And I'll be like, can you imagine being like, I'm the weekend, come over and lick my asshole
be
and
done.
leave. Be like, that's like a service.
the weekend,
That's
give me a
great.
weekday.
Be like,
Yeah.
Andrew, wait, can you grab some snacks? Eat my ass and leave.
And bring me some milk duds.
That is true power, is getting a girl to leave her house, get in a car, drive to you, lick your asshole.
I have a feeling
Kiss
this
you on the forehead
conversation is
and leave.
going to somehow end up on Diddy, so I think we should stop now. No, I'm kidding.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but going back to what you said, people don't realize how hard podcasting is.
No, and finding guests is a bitch.
And not only that, you don't want to rely on guests all your podcasts, right? You still want to be entertaining enough to be able to bring something to the table. And it's like a workout, bro. You gotta you gotta be in the trenches. You gotta learn. You gotta learn how to talk, when to talk, what to say, how to say it. You know, it's a game. It's a skill.
People don't realize you're walking into a room cold. Usually you don't really know the person.
Yeah.
And you got to make it fun.
Yeah.
Most people don't know how to have a conversation like this for an hour.
No.
Without hiding behind a phone.
Or being scared. Or not being vulnerable enough to release the information and being like, transparent about
Like
things.
when we used to date,
Me and you?
we'd have to walk up to a chick and have a conversation
You know what's funny? My girl told
Dude, these people can't get laid anymore
without fucking Tinder.
because their sexual desires are fulfilled by like a king's. You're like her, not her, not her.
Well,
versus back then,
funny
you literally have
statistic-
to lie through your teeth to get laid.
The
Yeah.
statistic you would
bar.
appreciate is most dudes aren't losing their virginity till their mid-20s now. Because of OnlyFans, because of watching porn, like these guys aren't told no.
Of course.
That's why we have school shootings. They're sexually repressed.
No, I think the problem is those guys were told no a lot. That's the problem,
No,
brother.
no.
I'll be honest with you. If you watch Blackbird, that guy that was a gravedigger,
Notice
he
there
was
was no
being
school
told no
shootings.
way too many times, and he was like, "Oh, this is not going to happen
There
again."
was no shootings when we were kids, though.
There was no school shootings when 15-year-olds were marrying 15-year-olds when we were all dying at 40, right? Because if at 14...
We were losing our virginities at 14, 15.
Yeah, I guess longevity.
Dude, can you imagine having built up cum? It's like pouring out of your eyes by the time you're 17 if you haven't fucking
And if you're going till you're like 23, 24, Val?
It's rough, dude, and that's why those guys that get angry, like they get those fucking like.
just
I'm
need to
scared of
bust them
those
up.
dudes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those dudes in nightclubs.
I'm like, brother, you gotta whoa. I'm like, that's already. I'm like, that's a red flag right there. You getting fucking red like this, getting angry
those
about
are-
standing in line at Starbucks. I'm like, bro, I gotta get away from this dude.
Yeah.
You can't calm yourself down. Like, control yourself, brother.
Dude,
Just
all school
chill.
shooters are like one blowjob away from like just a nap. That's it.
Dude,
It
blowjob
could end
fixes
in
a lot
nap.
of things.
It fixes so many things.
Yeah.
Whether you're straight or gay, blowjobs literally fix everything.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You think they would have fucking crashed those fucking planes in the towers if
Jeez.
everyone got blowjobs that morning? I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think they would have gotten out of bed.
But you
let's
see, the
be
problem
I
is
wouldn't have left
those
bed if I
guys
had-
went to an old boys school, my brother. That's the problem.
So catch some fucking stray gay blowjobs. Mouth some out in the dark.
Oh man.
When the sauna lights go out, Val, you don't know who's fucking...
No, we're good.
feel like
Yo, I don't know why you're talking shit about saunas that much. I'll be honest with you, but you've done some weird shit in clubs, bro.
Yeah, in
And it's way
yeah.
gayer.
No, there's other women
Okay.
around.
No, just
Yeah.
because there's women around doesn't justify anything.
Yeah,
You've
it
done
kind
some
of
gay-
does. It kind of does, a little bit.
Why?
You trapping
Because you got to
yourself
take
in
the
a...
girls home, not a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, you're sitting in a wooden shed
Bro, most of the
sweating.
guys that would be around his table, yes, I can attest that he would be taking people home. Sometimes lagoon creatures, but doesn't matter.
They have vaginas.
But yes, there's
Still vagina.
There's definitely a cavity in there. But other tables around him would just go home and jerk off. You know what
That's
I mean?
okay. That's most nightlife.
And you spend a lot of money to be
And
there.
that's the sauna.
Unfortunately, you're paying for real estate. They say I need real estate. These guys tell me when they go to clubs. That's
I
my
agree.
favorite. Is when
I
the guys are
agree
like,
with
Me
I
not
gotta pay for
drinking,
real
I have a
estate.
really hard time paying for a table.
Yeah, for what?
For real
And
estate.
also, like you said, going back to
It's literally real
socializing,
estate.
the fact that you can't go to a bar and socialize with random people at a cold approach, I mean, just shows how weak you are.
Yeah, like I was at a bar the other day.
I just can't
Easy.
believe you're so scared of yourself that you can't talk to other people.
Where,
Like,
at the bar?
Yeah.
At a club?
Yeah.
Yeah, get out of here.
Why?
You fucking retarded. I want to go to a bar at a nightclub.
But
when I fucking have an in-depth
No.
conversation.
He's saying
with
a
someone.
bar, not the nightclub.
No,
I'm
he's
saying
the bar
I'm saying
of a nightclub.
it could be a bar or a bar of a nightclub.
He's trying
regardless.
to. He's anti-bottle service right now, so he's saying like.
We've always been anti-bottle service.
No,
You used to
I'm-
tell me, you're like, bro, don't ever buy a bottle ever.
Don't
in your
ever buy a
life.
bottle, but be at a table.
Sure, we could be at a table.
Yeah, I'm not.
But that's his juice side.
Yeah,
Of course, I get it.
I understand.
But I
real
also
estate.
get the fact that I don't mind standing at the bar and holding my spot and just chilling there. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm
Yeah,
not
but-
walking into a club unless I'm sitting at the table.
Right. I'm not trying to have a conversation with a guy at a bar at a nightclub because that dude.
But if I'm walking into like a bar, that's a different story.
Yeah.
yeah, that's who.
Or if
That's
you're
fine.
sitting in Catch and you want that girl's fucking number or whatever, send some drinks and then walk
Most
over.
guys can't even, bro. Let alone for most people can't even have a normal conversation outside of fucking. Too many people need like I feel like too many people are socially handicapped nowadays.
I think it also comes with age. Like when I was younger, I didn't know what to talk about, right? But now, like, also I just don't give a fuck, right? Like I can just roll up on a crew of girls and just bullshit with them about anything, right? And not even be sexually attracted to them. I can just do that with anyone, right? We all can kind of shoot the shit. 21, I probably didn't, right? That's why alcohol probably helped me get laid more than anything.
Yeah, but
right
that's-
now, sober, I could probably do drunk numbers.
Easily.
Right, because
With
I
your
just-
skill set.
just the gift of gab. You're just bullshitting. You're like, oh, what's that? Blah, 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 blah. You have enough references. All of a sudden, everyone's laughing.
Nah, bottle service is kind of, I don't know, kind of whack.
And a waste of money.
I like
It's
to
a
run
di-
around. I like when we used to go out in New York. That's what I loved about New York is when he was basically putting me on like to how it all functioned.
I've never been to a club in New York.
It's fun, especially if you know everybody everywhere. So like it wouldn't be one stop at a section and then that's it. We would stop at a club, see somebody at a bar, run to somebody's section, run around, go to a different spot. That was active and it's fun.
Yeah, you're not sitting just in
Right.
a booth for.
I'm not sitting there trying to be like, so like what are we like, I don't, that whole like hesitation of just, so what
It
are
was
we
more
doing
of
here?
Like, for me in New York, I would just run around and say hi to as many friends as I could, and hopefully use the power of access. Then you just like grab a girl and
Social
she's
leverage?
like, "Oh my god!" Like we're cutting the line in Marquee, and then oh my god, they're saying hi to him. Right? You're just like, oh, like this is how I go fishing, right? Like
It's
I
the
just,
easiest way.
Yeah, it's like what? It's like those are my connections. I know some fucking chicks in town who wants to go out, and you're like, why would I take you anywhere else but where I'm treated like I fucking own the place?
It's fun. That was fun. It's
the brokest
just
way to
being
get laid.
active. Just being active. You know, just
It's
running
like the
around.
Magic Castle reference. As a member, you walk in, they
I'd
say
suck your dick for it.
they say welcome home instead of going through the regular line. And then you just walk straight in the door.
Dude, I would literally have a welcome home like fee. I'd be like, bro, for $100, I will say welcome home.
We gotta hit Magic Castle as well. That sounds like a fun time.
Yeah. Magicians seem unbearable to be around though. Off. Are they always doing tricks?
No, I've had conversations with some of them wandering around, but most of the time I see a couple shows and I'm out.
It's an interesting way to get laid. Because everything we do is pretty much, in some regard, being like, will this get me pussy one day, right? If I do
So
this
the
hard
nice
enough.
thing is they can't take selfies in there. You're not allowed to take any photos once you enter the building.
Okay, cool.
So you actually have to have a conversation with the person.
How big are the rooms? A lot of people in each room?
The big room's like 75 people, and then everything else is like 20 or less.
Oh, wow.
Is it like a comedy club? Is there like open mic? Can I go see Bad Magic? Where you're like, well, this guy's like
There's
literally pulls the wrong card.
He'll be like in a small corner trying to get his way to a room.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of fucking dope, actually. That sounds like... So that would be the coolest experience in LA, you would say, is the Magic Castle.
If we're not talking about clubs, or
That does
anything,
sound
it's-
like old Hollywood, though.
It's old Hollywood. You got to put
Yeah.
on a suit and tie. The girl has to get dressed up. It's
cool.
different because now any of us, we know enough people in LA. We can walk in anywhere dressed how we're dressed right now.
Yeah.
I do appreciate a dress code now
Same.
because I'm like, oh, that is nice.
Don't have to deal with bullshit.
But also, it's nice to wear sweatpants to a steakhouse. So it's kind of nice both ways.
Yeah, like I was at Nobu the other day, and like all these girls dress up just to take photos in front of the fucking railing. I'm like, yo, I'm just here for the sushi. I want to fucking eat.
Well,
and go.
you're here because that's just like your day to day. They're there because they've been saving up all year for it, right? It's like
or
a
they're
girls'
having some
brunch.
dude taking them out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The railing pictures in Nobu are definitely the,
You know exactly
the
what I'm-
monumental spot.
Do you think
for
if I
everybody.
take a girl to Nobu and she doesn't sleep with me, that's like the age-old argument, right? It's like
You didn't beat the final boss.
No, you're
you
like
lost.
you're
You
like,
lost in Game Boy. Like your game's over, brother. Like if you can't seal the deal after Nobu, bro, not much can help you. You know what I mean?
Like if you know you're not gonna suck my dick after Nobu, then don't eat the food at Nobu.
Yeah, because you're gonna be out $400 or $500.
Right? Like if you're like, oh my god, she doesn't owe me anything, and you don't owe me a blowjob, but then don't eat my food. That's it. Just be like, hey, you know what? I'm probably not gonna suck your dick, so I'm just not gonna eat. And be like, cool, sweet, thanks.
Yeah, but that's like telling a guy saying, yo, every girl you date, you should wife them up. Obviously, guys pretend they're gonna wife a girl up for most of the time.
Yeah, but we're kind of serious about it.
Yeah, like,
right, but the girls are not going to tell you, yo, hey, I just want to get a meal out of you. You know what I mean? They're not going to be like,
but they should.
Some girls do.
Some girls do.
And that I can respect.
But then if I don't pay for the meal, she gets mad. So why can't I be like upfront and be like, I'm trying to get a blowjob out of you, and I didn't get that. So why can't I complain?
Because there's something.
I feel like you would say it, he wouldn't.
I don't think I would say it. My problem.
He wouldn't
is,
say it.
I'm not that guy.
He wouldn't
I'm not
say
that
it.
guy. I don't really. I'd be like, I would probably blame myself for not getting the blowjob, and I'd be out a lot of money, and then I'd be like, damn, like, do I try again or do I just bring someone new?
I've had moments though where I was like, yo, listen, like, you know what I mean? Like we're enjoying each other's company. Like I don't know what else you want me to do. Like I would be upfront about it, but I would be a gentleman at it. You know, I'm not gonna be like, so either you're doing this or you're not doing this. Get out of here.
I'm not saying
You know,
be a dick.
I would just be like, listen, this is the situation at hand. I said, if we have a good time, then we have a good time. If we don't, we don't. See you later. You know, that would be the old.
Yeah, you
my
just gotta
old-
try to keep winning as many negotiations as you can. That's all it is.
It's a numbers game.
I think very rarely has a girl been like, I want to fuck you, Kirill, in her brain, versus me. It's like buying a car, getting a good deal on a car. Like I'm just in there, like I'm doing work. I'm trying to convince her until she's like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck him now. Which is more of a skill.
To be fair,
More of a
I
skill.
haven't seen
I-
you convince, like, work too hard on selling. You sell the settings and you sell the vibe.
No,
you don't sell yourself to, like, you're making it sound like you're in there, like, really talking it in, and you're like,
I am, but you know what I'm doing. What you don't realize
You're
is like
weaseling
the character on the internet. It's so like mean that when they hang out with me and I'm nice, they're like, oh my god, I'm taming him, right? So they're like, it's a great game.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
It's literally.
It's crazy. This shit turned into a pickup artist.
But I'm
fucking
also
podcast.
really good. But I'm also like, I can find one thing in a woman to like, and that's enough for me to have sex with her.
That's weird.
Really? Just
yeah.
one?
Yeah, like
I
if
can't
I'm
do
like,
that.
yo, she got great tits, and they're like, have you seen her face? I'm like, don't care, great tits.
Nah, can't do it. I'm definitely more, you know.
You're pickier.
But you're also a pretty boy.
That's what he says every time.
Thank you. You don't know the problems. You don't
Like
understand.
he's luckier than us.
Yeah,
I was fat and still getting bitches.
yeah.
My
That's
bro,
a
you guys, because
way
you guys
bigger
have different
flex.
leverage, bro. Being good looking is not enough.
We have the gift of gap.
Yeah.
I so do I, but you know the looks are only they take you so far.
Looks
Girls
get you
walk-
80% in the door, bitch.
Girls
They
walk
get you in the
into a
door, but you
party.
don't keep. But the door doesn't stay open unless you fucking really got it.
No,
you
just
know.
keep your fucking mouth shut and you'll get laid. Literally, a girl walks into a place and goes, there's a hot guy, I want to fuck him. They don't look at me. They're like, oh, there's Kirill, I want to fuck him, right? So I'm like, how do I... There's like a little bit like tortoise in the hair. You're the hair. Like, they're like, oh my God,
Even
it's
look
a
at you right
shoo-in.
now. You're all fucking pretty boyed out.
Yeah, you're matching the chair, your greens, you look good.
It's the year of the green.
Yeah, your
I
hair's
got
all
one of those.
fucking done with a little wave in the front.
Yeah, you guys like my little. Yeah.
You just show up.
I just gotta.
We
show
got to put
up.
in work, bro.
Yeah.
All right, relax. You guys got you know a lot of other perks. You can you have Chem Labs. This guy.
What do I got? You can't
He
even
has a-
name what I got.
You got a documentary
I got a
on
lazy
Netflix.
eye I gotta work
You got
against.
a documentary on Netflix. That's pretty big. You know.
No, no one referenced that anymore. It's that ship,
ship
has sailed.
sailed?
Yeah.
Still pretty big. Sorry.
No, if I gotta be
it's-
like,
you
oh,
should wear it
here,
around your neck like a DVD.
scan this QR code, be like,
Yeah.
You should put it on the back of one of your sweaters.
That's what annoys me about to me that's a major achievement in my
Right.
head, right? Like you had a sick documentary. You took
I
literally
mean,
made something out of
no, I didn't
nothing.
make it. I mean, they did it.
Regardless, right?
Sure.
You started nightlife and you created a
it was already
creative
forgotten
avenue.
about.
But
Yeah, it's done.
what bothers me is that shit flips over so fast because the content consumption is just like
But look, the
Disgusting.
average attention span on any social media platform is like not even 3 seconds.
That's pathetic, bro.
Dude, that's the same thing in life. Do you even give a fuck about the last school shooting? No. Do you give a fuck about the bridge collapsing already? No. I've moved on. I don't even know what's going on in Ukraine. Right?
Well, I numb myself out to bad
why would
news. I definitely don't want. I numb myself in the sense where I'm like, yo, when I was younger, it would affect me it would affect my days, and I'd be like, yo, why do I need to think about this all day?
I had to limit my social media, so I put all of my social media on another phone that I usually leave at home to an hour a day.
Oh, that's
Before
smart.
I'd fucking just scroll for hours, driving, scrolling, taking a shit, scrolling. Now I'm like,
Yeah, like what did we used to do before our phones?
I know, it's crazy.
have conversations.
I think
like
we had
this.
rational thoughts with ourselves, and then we came to conclusions,
You'd
and
pick
we're
up
like,
the
let's
phone
not talk about
with
it.
the
no more.
wire and call your boy and say, hey, meet here in an hour.
Or you wouldn't even do that. You just show up to their front steps and
And leave your fucking bike on the
right.
lawn. Or
You rock the door and you're like, hey,
I'm here, bitch.
Susan, is Jimmy back home over there? Can you call him out? Susan. That's the most American name I can come
But
up
these
with.
kids now don't know that. Just walking over to the neighbor's house and be like, yo, Johnny home?
You know what's funny? The kids in Brooklyn, though, which I like,
Still do
they're
it.
still doing it, which I fuck with. They'll like show up to the person's like,
But I feel like in Brooklyn, they still beat their kids.
I like that. You need it. The good whipping is so powerful.
I need to hurt you more than the world will.
Whoa.
And
Jesus.
if I can.
Gustavo, relax, bro.
No, I'm just saying. You might hate me
fucking-
now, but you'll love me later.
Oh my God, this should turn into a Drake song. This should
dude.
turn into a Drake caption just now.
Dude, sometimes you gotta fucking,
Finish
check
it.
your
Give me
kid.
one more
Check your kid.
Yeah, I
Check
thought you were gonna
everyone.
hit me with another quote. I was about
Dude,
to say.
I'll fucking, even with my girlfriend when we first met, she's a fucking softie on the internet too. She would never she'd be embarrassed about a lot of things, and
My girl
I put her
still-
through the trenches a little. I give her give her a good ribbing. Shit slides off her like no problem, right? We are
But she's dating you.
adaptable. They are adaptable. Everyone is, right?
I mean, I used to,
Diamonds.
words wise,
pressure
there's
makes
not much that
diamonds.
can really fucking affect me. But when somebody comes and squeezes my leg, squeezes my trap, touches me, then I'm like, whoa, bro.
About what?
I just don't like being touched. The talking, you could say the nastiest things to me. I don't care. But as soon as people start poking, touching, come here and let me
That's
grab
why I
me.
don't like being around drunk people.
I'm like, bro, that's annoying already, bro.
They get a little
Stop
too
touching
touchy-feely.
me. Yeah, it's annoying.
Right.
What do you do outside of racing cars, shooting guns? What other hobbies do you have outside of the podcast? Anything interesting? Because you seem like you're...
Hanging out with my kid, helping other friends grow businesses. People are always trying to get me to coach them in business because I'm pretty good at it.
I saw that you do a lot of events and stuff like that, like speaking events, right?
Speaking events and then tactical training for business entrepreneurs.
Like scaling and stuff like that?
No, like the flashbang situation. People paid a lot of money to be there that day.
Oh, wow.
And it's just adding pressure to business people that have never shot a gun before. So they're shooting airsoft. And someone around the corner is going to shoot you if you don't shoot them first. And
Right.
it's just critical thinking on the fly. Just like with Vince, having that critical thinking from all of his years in Brooklyn.
Do you have any events coming up?
Black Site, May 10th through the 12th. And then I'm writing a book right now, so I should be done, hoping another 45 days.
Oh, wow. What's the book about?
Brain tumor, divorce, health, trauma.
Oh, so you... Okay.
Getting to where I'm at today.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Since people like Kirill over here have no idea who I was before today.
Right. But it's so much more interesting now.
Makes it more fun.
Oh,
and
yeah.
and that's what was cool about this episode and this podcast is that we walked in here and we did like I said, a roundabout digging, but just finding out all that information makes everything so exciting.
Makes
It's
it
just
way
oh,
more fun, too.
I'm like, this is great.
Then talking about boners with this guy that only wants to fuck for 5-10 minutes.
Right.
Who wants a 4-hour boner?
Who wants that much friction?
Oh, you're gonna
4
chafe.
hours.
You're gonna chafe your dick.
I don't want to chafe.
You got you don't got to worry because it depends on the size, right?
What size of what? My dick?
It's not gonna
Small dicks chafe.
It's not gonna. There's not much friction that's gonna happen.
Don't walk around like you're swinging fucking Shaq's dick around there.
Whatever. You guys always make fun of my height. I gotta make fun of some small dick jokes.
Hey, bro, pretty boy, you still got an advantage over both of us. Just so we're clear.
He told me this. Yeah,
you did.
he confessed. He said, "I'd rather take Val's looks." Okay.
I would.
Like the three of us walk into a bar.
That's not true. Not true at all.
100%.
What? How do we walk into a bar though?
right,
Are
so
you
we're gonna-
pulling up in the front of the bar with your Porsche?
Nope.
Or
We're just walking in.
we're just all three of us
All right,
walking
so we're
in.
going to walk into the Magic Castle. There'll be a group of single girls somewhere.
No social media accounts, nothing. Just
Nope.
flat.
Just fucking us.
Yeah,
Nobody,
I can't wear a hat. I'm wearing a suit.
Nobody's going to
I
know
look
it's
like
really him.
I'm going to look like an Uber driver.
He might clean up his beard if you're lucky.
I guess. But we still
guess.
keep our personalities.
Get to keep a personality. Mm-hmm. But you don't get to say you're a podcaster until
Nothing.
you start talking to the
Right,
chick.
right. Well, no, with that we erase everything. We just have flat lives that are just mundane, regular.
No, you can have your real life.
Oh, okay. I guess
But
maybe.
pretty boy looks are going to close the gap faster than us.
But the thing is, uglier guys are less of a threat. More people want to talk to the ugly guy.
No, they don't. We
Yes,
look
they
like
do.
creeps.
Yes, they do.
I look
Trust
like I'm
me.
going to put you in my trunk.
The psychology behind it is, unless you're an
no,
approachable,
no,
good-looking
no,
person.
no.
If
Val.
you're approachable, and because you know some good-looking people kind of like talk to me, I won't
okay,
talk
but
to you
you're
first.
approachable.
Well, because I became that way. But when I was younger, I didn't know
But
how
we're
to.
talking about the three of
Right.
us
Yeah, Val.
in the current
Do you
standard.
understand
Yeah,
the
I guess
difference
you're right.
between a creep and not a creep is what he looks like, right? And never are they like, oh my god, that innocent creepy dude, and look at that.
There's some
hot
good-looking guys that are creepy too, though. Don't get that twisted.
Why are
Yeah.
you looking at them like that, bro?
There's good-looking
Yeah.
creepy dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
You mentioned some weird shit.
If I'm creepy and not good looking, if I had good looks, I'd just be creepy, good looking guy.
I guess if you weren't Kirill and you started conversations like you always do, like
Well, we're going to walk into a situation where he's not, and you're going to beat us.
Oh, but I'll have
because his
you want-
analogies are a little out there, but then they're like, oh, that's Kirill. though.
Yeah, but I'll
And it's
find
fine.
that it doesn't matter. They don't know who Kirill is. If there's like there's four or three 22-year-old girls, one of them is sick enough to laugh at my shit, and that's it. And hopefully
You
it's
think
not
so?
the fat girl, but it probably usually is.
Yeah.
Big girls need love too, though.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Only
Best-
good-looking girls that would laugh and stuff like that are the ones that had a lot of trauma, like their dad was beating them when they were
Like
younger. or
ex-fat
something.
girls?
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I need girls with lower self-esteem. I understand that. Thanks, Val.
You've been looking better though. He's been doing F45.
Okay.
You know, he's been waiting for Mark Wahlberg to show up to the location in Sherman
I'm
Oaks.
surprised you haven't gotten him on the podcast.
Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
Ugh, I wish. I mean, Val wishes.
I wish. That's my dog. He's
You're not his dog, though.
definitely not.
I feel like there's close enough degrees of separation where you could probably make it happen.
Maybe we might need your help.
Maybe Vince's.
Really? Why Vince? He's cool.
I
with him?
feel like Vince can get us there.
Vince has some serious influence too. He's definitely
Yeah, it's just pinning the man down to actually do something.
Vince. He's a curator, major curator. This guy, very also OCD. Like you go to his event, like there's not even a fork on the side of a fucking table.
That's his wife.
Really,
Yeah.
bro. So organized.
His wife is fucking.
This guy, like
She's fucking amazing.
You come to these, everything is like an assembly line. I'm like, holy fuck. I'm like, who takes care of this?
Carla.
I'm like, Jesus, bro. Like everything's
She's a
just
G.
in place. That nobody walks in front of the lines. Like it's just everything's just like a assembly line. Everything's clean.
Vince just shows up at the end,
I'm like, wow.
shows face, and he's like, "All right, I'm out."
Yeah, he shakes hands. He does good
Kisses
customer
babies,
service.
and he's gone.
The Bronx Tale. You know,
I mean, he's keeping fucking criminals from the door. That's his job.
place is fucking ran like
Oh, there's security always.
Oh, I just meant at his house.
Oh,
He's protecting the fucking
the layer. Yeah.
the woman holding it down.
Oh, it's cool that I didn't know his chick is also powering through all of that with him as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's dope. That's cool. That's a good team member to have.
Last question: do you think a strong man needs a strong woman? Because you seem to be surrounded by, women that probably detracted from, and you had to fight against them, or were they at one point believers in your visions?
no, I picked the wrong women because of my traumas growing up, and knowing what I know today, I need another strong, business-minded woman. They have to understand how hard it is to be creative, create a dollar,
Correct.
and really keep those juices flowing.
Knowing what the value of sacrifice.
Because look, doing a podcasting for the first year, you're doing the shit for free. It's actually costing you money.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think it's even
But
longer than
everybody
a
else
year.
thinks you're fucking printing money. It's like, well, to have him here to pay for all this equipment, the electricity, like people don't understand the cost of that.
Yeah, people think like, oh, Logan Paul makes $1 billion on YouTube. We all do. You're like, bro, that's
That's an anomaly.
yeah.
Yeah, people are naive. That's
Like
the
we're
problem.
averaging 3-4 million views a month on the YouTube, posting once a week, and I'm like, okay, we made $850 on ads.
You're like,
That
sweet.
didn't even cover a day's worth of our guy.
Oh, you guys already got to that point?
But you got to think about that's what separates good from bad usually is the people that are willing to stay in the pocket, right? And I know it costs money, and we're lucky that we can do that. But, you know, there's plenty of podcasts and projects that start from no money, right? And it's just passion. And it's this desire, like, I don't care, every
We are
obstacle
very
I'll
lucky,
overcome it.
yeah.
Right? So it's just...
Luckily, you already had a follower.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but he also doesn't have a boss, meaning like he can fund this because of his business. You know what I mean?
So how many times did you eat shit in business over the last decade to get to where you're at?
Oh my
I mean,
God.
last week, right? Like,
Literally
you're
keeps
just
eating
constantly-
shit. You know,
Yeah.
he's constantly dodging bullets because he stands alone. There's like nobody. It's not like a business that can be protected, right? It's like, if you choose to do what I want to do and stand against everybody, that means you really got to stand against everybody.
And you're painting a target. And you're selling clothing that, certain banks don't
And
make.
on top of that, we fight a daily algorithm. I'm not YouTube famous enough or Instagram famous enough to break past the algorithm and catch those 100,000 likes, where if I post a photo of my thumb, right? So our social media is, it's an uphill battle. It always is.
Yeah, you're not the favorite.
Which is, it's nice when we do go viral or anything. I post or Val post picks up steam because you're like, sweet, it feels really rewarding. But it does, it's not a runaway train like,
TikTok,
like the
you'll get a little
Tanas,
lucky.
the Jeffs, like all those people out there in like true YouTube land.
Well, because
that,
they have that like positive, go lucky, like
But honestly,
reality TV kind of like.
My best video that got 10 million views was some no-name dude that just came on the podcast because I met him coming off an airplane one day and we shot the shit.
That's how I meet a lot of people too.
And he
You know
had
what I mean?
900 followers. He's like, nobody wants to hear my story. I'm like, people want to hear your story.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
And so just even getting the right interesting guests with the right little clip, it's
Right.
all you really need. But
Yeah, oh.
how many fucking guests are you going to throw against the wall to get to that point?
and that's
people don't
called
understand.
determination, right? At the end of the day, we're just hoping. Do you know how many times a world-class baker had to bake a shitty piece of bread
To get to where
to
they're at.
get to where she got to be like, look at my bakery now? Dude, if it was overnight results, everyone would have a podcast, and everyone does have a podcast. But like,
I've started falling in love with this more as I go. Like in the beginning, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun, blah blah blah, and I was kind of like, I don't know about this, I don't know about that, because you're learning. But as I'm going, I'm starting to like fall in love with it. I'm like,
well,
wow,
you're
this
also
is just.
like learning things, right? Like now I have things I can talk about with other people. Every time I sit with anyone, it's just I'm retaining information. That
And you get to
makes
meet
my
such-
life more
yeah,
colorful,
yeah.
right?
You meet such cool people too,
Yeah.
right?
And a lot of people don't understand. Let's say you do 2 podcasts a day. You're mentally fried after that.
Yeah.
It's hard. Yo,
Like,
I remember
we try and keep it at 1, honestly. Like,
we're
if
about
it's
to have
2
one more right after this, and we kind of built stamina. In the beginning, we would come out of the room, and Chris was like, yo, you can go one more. I'm like,
Dude, we did 4 one time, and I didn't want to talk to anybody for a couple days.
Right. That's how I feel after one round of sex. That's it.
Roll over
5 minutes.
on a good day.
I'm going to do a 5-minute podcast. I think it exists already, actually.
Can you do the?
I got friends that hard stop at 30 minutes no matter what.
But that
That
I
sucks
like
to
it
me.
in
I
a
hate
way.
that.
I like those, and I don't like those. There's some episodes that we did that were 45, 30 minutes. Some of the best episodes we had.
But you have not like that's like people who are like, oh, can you like I'll take only a few photos of you. You're like, bro, it's digital memory cards. Like I can shoot 10,000. Like this doesn't cost us anything. If I have someone in the room, like, and they're interesting, like fucking, it's art. It's art. Fine, make it a 4-hour episode. Who cares?
I just know for ourselves, I like that because we're doing it for ourselves, not only for everybody else. I enjoy that. But I just understand that we're fighting for people's attention.
But you can also chop an episode into 2
Not
parts.
everybody's going to have 2 hours to listen to us because there's so much.
But
there's-
do the Joe Rogan experience. Even if it's 2 hours, what's killing it for now is the 10, 15-minute shorts.
Right, and on top of that, dude, don't forget, 90% of the people do not listen to the long form version of this. You can tell in the numbers the difference between
the
YouTube
shorts.
plays and the difference between the audio downloads. But if you have a 4-hour episode with someone dope, the followers that are there for the long form content will stick around, right?
Yeah, I get it. You build up that fan base. You know, it's good.
Do you really think people watch a 2-hour Joe Rogan?
Yeah, just truckers.
I think so. I think so.
people who drive for a living are mostly the demo for most of this shit.
But most
right?
of his views are short form.
Like
Oh, I just meant like Spotify, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
like when you have a 4-hour podcast episode,
For a
some Uber
trucker,
driver
yeah.
once a week is listening. Like I know people that religiously listen to like every 40 podcasts, and you're like, oh yeah, they're just in the car all day.
I'm in the barbershop when I do go upkeep the shop and I work there for a couple of days. Our biggest thing is podcasts because the music is already. It's just, bro.
Too much.
It's not only that, but it's just like it's mindless, right? So you're like, yo, if I'm gonna be in this room for fucking 8 hours, can we just learn something, listen to something? Because sometimes the clients they're not that interesting anymore because we all know each other. Everybody knows about each other's life. So we put on a podcast. Sits there for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
In that kind of setting, like he said.
Vince is always listening to ebooks now,
Which is smart. Yeah.
instead of music.
I just downloaded some ebooks too. After I talked to him in the sauna, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should try this.
Back to the sauna talk.
Sauna's great. I learned a lot of shit. I met you because of the sauna.
Yeah, but I was standing outside of the sauna,
To be fair, yes. But we had a great talk.
waiting for my smoothie.
Honestly, we had a really wild convo.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, oh my God. I'm like, I can't even believe we're having this conversation right now. It was
Luckily, nobody was really there.
yeah. Luckily, nobody got hurt.
Fucking Vince.
Yeah, Vince. We gotta get you guys on together. I think it'll be a fun conversation because Kirill's analogies and how he views things with you guys going back and forth about just like perspectives. It's a fun.
It'll be an hour and a half, 2 hour episode.
It'll be fun. Yeah, just to hear.
I'm gonna attack him and see what he does.
Bro, don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't
Even if
do
he
that.
doesn't have a gun, he enjoys cracking skulls.
Yeah, he's a maniac.
Yeah, I'm gonna own Hubble Studio.
He's
I'm gonna get cracked with a contract in my pocket.
he's wild. Yeah, he's a good time.
Good dude.
Yeah. Wow, we got
fucking
2
hours.
2 hours on the clock.
Hour 50.
You guys see that?
So from
Right
a
there,
fellow
ISO rec.
podcaster,
I don't need ISO REC. 1 minute, 1 hour, 50 minutes, 35
shit.
seconds, 36.
from a fellow podcaster, how did we do today?
I love it. It's natural.
Good.
It's not a scripted conversation.
Oh no, it's not. Yeah, and that's what I like about Kirill because it's about adapting and just bouncing back and forth because he'll engage with crazy convo and I'm like, oh shit, I'm like, I didn't even think about that.
He was probably a little disappointed walking into it. He was like, what the fuck are we going to talk about?
In the beginning, he was a little bit like he's kind of like I'm like I didn't dig up enough about him. I'm like,
There's not a lot out there.
There's not a lot out there by purpose.
But I was like, I told you in the car, I was like, dude, we're just going to have fun. Like, I just talk about anything. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I was like, as long as he's a good conversationalist, like, I don't give a shit what his story is. Like, we could just banter about.
Yeah, you're
fucking,
sharp. You have good combo too.
abortions and AIDS, whatever you want to talk about.
And we pretty much did that.
You know,
we pretty much covered a lot of topics.
Yeah. You guys are it's gonna be hard when we come back to your studio for you. You're gonna have to.
This is going to be more talking about you two.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Down. That'll be fun.
Sweet.
Plus,
Yep.
Chauncey's really good at fucking
Picking?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I need some of that.
What?
From being on set, like he's just used to it.
Good.
Especially being on set as a child.
Fire.
Dude, you should do, and I don't want to keep dragging this out, but you and him should discuss that fucking Quiet on the Set documentary. It would crush. About the kids in Nickelodeon getting like molested and all that shit, especially that your partner's a child actor.
We'll talk offline.
Do you know that documentary?
I watched it.
Oh, sick. I'm just saying, did you guys do an episode about that yet or no?
We haven't.
Do you guys touch subjects like that or no?
Not really, since Disney owns the rights to his movie.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
And
that
you don't
makes
want to
sense.
fuck with Disney.
Oh, okay. I get it. Because he
fuck-
still gets paid royalties off that,
He
right?
still gets royalties. And
Oh, man.
signings and other bullshit.
Oh man, so he makes still making active money off that, which is amazing. Yeah, I would have fucked that
30
up. either.
years later.
Yeah, I wouldn't have fucked that up. I would rather not touch
I'd be
the
like-
subject.
I'd
I'm
be like,
good.
Fuck those kids.
Yeah,
Literally.
touch me all you want, buddy. Brian, you're
Mr. Val.
phenomenal.
Thank you, sir.
This was a great combo. I enjoy this.
Appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, of course.
I really appreciate it. And thank you for answering what the PhD in your Instagram name was. Because I was like, what's this guy?
You're like, is this just some cocky asshole?
Is this guy just like attaching fucking extensions to his name? And then
What was the funny thing that you said about?
I was like, I had a joke because I was like, if this guy is just like pretending to, you know how some people just like add like words to be
Letters.
like, I'm like, well, not letters, but just like trying to be like, oh, I'm like the doctor of like marketing or something. I was like, oh, maybe he just threw in that PhD as a joke, and I was gonna make some trans joke about you pretending to be a doctor, but you're not. But then when you were like, oh my God, I have a PhD in pharmacology, I was like, I'm fucking retard.
This should put him
so dumb.
dead in the
I'm
water.
So dumb. I'm so
gonna toss that.
stupid.
Yeah.
So dumb.
It's so funny.
Dude, you're the man.
Appreciate
It was
you
awesome.
guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Thank you for pulling up. If you can, just use the
Yeah,
clapper
just
to clap
clap
us
us
out so we can get the audio synced.